Morning. Just clean these so I can see what's going on. Good morning, can you hear me? I've just turned on now, so if you just joined me, then you're the first to join me this morning. Hi Bevy, how are you? Good morning Robbia, how are you? Thanks for the likes. Eddie, Theory with Eddie, you can hear me? Cool. Can you all hear? Double tap the screen, guys. Give me lots and lots of likes. That will send this live out to loads of people. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Stress with Two Legs. Morning, Eddie. How are you? Lyra, hi. How are you? Lots of people joining me already. And ready for another Theory Made Easy session with Annie. That's what I'm doing here this morning. I'm going to make it easy for you to pass your theory test. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we'll start in about 5 minutes. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. I'll introduce myself. I'll give you some morning, Siobhan. I'll give you go through some, let you know who I am. Go through a question, go through a lesson, let you know about my course, answer some questions, and go through another lesson, and we'll keep doing that until about 11 o'clock this morning. So good morning Tabsman, good morning Bushy, good morning Sarah. How are you all? Phil is here. Good morning Phil and Piper and Neve. How are you all? Coconut Flab, Jaden, Soph, Starsh, Muhammad 5464, Ms. Deed. How are you all? Lyra, how are you all this morning? So who here has had a driving lesson recently and the driving instructor has discussed the changes to the highway code? Has anybody had a chat with their driving instructor yet about the new rules? Just put a yes or a no in the comments for me. Olivia, you have. It's windy, isn't it? So yeah, no, not yet, no, not yet. If you're having lessons, it will probably happen this week. So can anybody think what changes it would mean to your driving? How will you drive differently? What will you have to do differently? What difference will it make to your driving? You watched it on TikTok, have you? Yours is at 10. You're waiting for your Neil before you can start. Elisa passed your theory test. You can't remember them. These highway codes, there's no changes to the theory test. It's the highway code that's changed. So the theory test hasn't changed yet. But everything that's in the changes, pretty much everything is what's in the theory test anyway. It's how I teach people to drive anyway, leaving a good distance from bicycles, etc, etc. So there's not very many changes. Got your test in a couple of weeks. Pass your theory on Saturday, Holly. That's awesome. Mush crash into another car to let cyclists go. I don't see why that would be. I've always let cyclists go. I've always taught my learners to let cyclists go, and the new changes make no difference to the way I'll be doing it or the way I'll be teaching it. So I know it's harder for some people in some areas. You have a lot more cyclists. I understand that. Morning, Ellen Louise. Should I pass my theory before starting lessons? No, not necessarily. Most people don't pass the theory before starting lessons. If you want to, then it's up to you, but most people don't. What did you do, guys? Did you do theory first or not? Just LT Mason, just be a more considerate driver. Right now, us drivers are pretty selfish on the road. Yeah. Just be a careful, considerate driver. Approach any junction as if there's going to be a 3-year-old crossing the road and you don't want to run them over, which is how I approach junctions anyway, and it's how I teach learners to approach junctions. So yeah, just let the pedestrian cross over. If the pedestrian chooses not to cross over, then you can carry on driving with car. It's not too hard, really. So be careful of listening to too much hype and making it too panicky for you guys. Okay, don't listen to too much hype. It's how we teach anyway. Will the new laws be on the theory test? Not yet. When there wouldn't be much that changes in the theory test, if I'm honest with you. I've looked through the new laws and know the theory test, and there isn't much that would change. It's how we approach, it's how they tell us in the theory test, the answer to the theory test is how we should be approaching anyway. The only difference is what should we do if somebody's waiting to cross a road. But when the theory test is changed, they will let me know, and I would change the questions. I have got your course. How often should I go over it and how many times? It's entirely up to you. I can't tell you how many times. I'd make sure you go all the way through it step by step. Exactly. Go through the course step by step. When you've been all the way through it, if you choose to go through it again, then that's up to you. I probably would. Some people would. Some people wouldn't. It depends on how much and how confident you are. And if you got, what's your opinion of the cyclist right of way? It's I give cyclists right of way anyway. What we're going to do, run them over and kill them. So yeah, I think it's all good. I've ridden around cities where the cyclists have that. You know, if the cyclist chooses to go, then we can't do anything about it. We can't run them over. If they don't choose to go, then we can go. Same with the pedestrian. So I don't think it's going to be a massive problem. How can I remember the different types of crossings? Good question. You can stay with me for the next half hour or so, and I'll be going over them with you. So stay with me. It's the first thing I am going to be covering this morning. So let me tell you who I am. So lots of chatting going on here. What's the best way to pass your theory? In my opinion, the best way to pass your theory test is by going through this course that I've pinned below for you. Go through that course step by step. It's got everything in it that you need. Other ways of passing, well, if you are confident and you think you can just memorise answers, that's what you want to do, not what I would recommend, but that's what you want to do, then you could go through an app. If you are good at reading and you like reading, you could buy the 3 theory test books and read them, and then find a good app and go through all the questions. But this course that I've pinned there has it all for you. But however you choose, you could have a one-to-one with somebody. You could ask your driving instructor for help and support. So there's lots of different ways you go through it. Well, a few different ways you can go through preparing for your theory test. What you must do is make sure you've had to go at every single official DVSA practice theory test question and hopefully understand them. You don't need Amanda, where have you seen that you need to know stopping distances recently? Can you tell me that? That'd be really, really interesting for me to see, because you don't need to know stopping distances, okay? You don't need to know those anymore. They've been out of the theory test for a good long time now. What's good for concentration? I lose it after a while. Ellen Louise, what's good for concentration? Don't expect yourself to concentrate for too long a period at a time. Oh no. Pops in still. I was listening to something before I came on. Thank you. So concentration. Yeah, just tell yourself, I'm going to do 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's all. And when you've done 10 minutes, even if you're still thinking, I could do a bit longer, don't stop. Then do another 10 minutes later on in the day, then another 10 minutes again later on in the day. Okay, so rather than say, I've got to do half an hour, I've got to do an hour, just do 10 minutes of questions, or watching my video tutorials, going through my facts list. So don't try and do too much at the time. That's what people do. They think, oh my God, I've got to get it done. They try and do half an hour or more at a time. No, 10 minutes at a time, or 15. You've got to decide for you. I don't know you. You set yourself targets. Maybe you could make a chart and tick it off, and then you've got the, yeah, I've done that one, I've done that one, I've done that one. That's all I'm going to do for today. And if you really want to do more, then you could just pick up your pods, like I've just taken out, and listen to some of my facts lists if you're in my course. So that's a good way of doing it. I have a theory download on my laptop, and stopping distance are there in 3 formats. Okay, so theory test downloads. What's theory test downloads? Which ones have you got? Stopping distances are out of the theory test. You don't need to know them anymore. So it'd be really useful if I know which downloads they are. If you've felt many times, what's the best option for theory test? This course, one of the very, very first people to do this course was somebody I think it was the first person, to somebody who had failed 20 times. He had failed 20 times, spent £460 on failing over many, many years, did this course and passed. I'm sorry to hear that, Daisy May. I hope you're feeling okay. Okay, so tell me, guys, is this your first time watching me? Is it your first time watching me? Have you seen me before? Do you know who I am? Let me know. Is it your first time seeing me, or have you seen me before? Just let me know, and then you can let me know where you're from, and then I'll let you know who I am and where I'm from. It's your first time, Lauren. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Ellen Louise, you've seen me before. Madison's seen me before. Sophia's seen me before. Your theory was Saturday. Was Saturday? That's a grumpy face. That grumpy? I don't know. Does that mean you didn't get on well? Go through this course. Go all the way through this course, and then you will pass on your next attempt. Hi from Suffolk. You've seen me a few times. Luke's, yes, first time seeing me. Hi, Tom. Let me tell you who I am. For those of you who have just joined me, my name is Annie. Let me know where you're watching me from. How long till they get the results after you take it? Just a couple of minutes. You'll go out to your reception area, you get your stuff out your locker and go to the reception desk, and they might straight away hand you your paper or just say just wait a minute or two while we print it out. My name is Annie. I'm an ADI, Gems. I'm an ADI, which means I'm an approved driving instructor. I've been a grade A driving instructor for about 10 years. I'm also an audit trainer. That means I'm on the official register for driving instructor trainers. And as well as that, I'm a theory test expert. Hi, Alfie from the UK. I'm a theory test expert. I became a theory test expert because I realised that so many people fail their theory test, the car theory test, as well as the HGV and PCV theory test. I have a car theory test course. I have a PCV theory test course. HGV, which is for lorry drivers, that course is in process, but it's very much the same as the PCV course. So if you're struggling with the HGV, you can sign up for my PCV course. I will give you all the HGV questions, and you'll be well on your way to being fully prepared to passing your test. That's how people are doing at the moment, because HGV and PCV are very much the same. If you don't know what PCV and HGV are, you don't really need to know, but one's for bus drivers, one's for lorry drivers. So I'm a theory test expert, and for my course that I'll pin here right now, I was awarded the most innovative driving school for the course. My driving school is called Spot On Driving, and the driving school has been awarded Superior Achievement and Excellence. That's the certificate right there, which is awesome. As well as that, I'm really happy that the DVSA, the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, have looked at these courses that I'm pinning now for you, and they're really happy with the course and what I provide for you guys and how I'm helping you guys. And so they've agreed to give me all of the official DVSA questions. I get all the questions, and when the theory test changes, so if any theory tests questions are changed, they will let me know, and I will make sure it's added into the into my course. Decky boy, awesome. And I've done that because the pass rate is really low. In fact, the official government figures say the pass rate is 47%. That means 53% of people are failing. Have you failed? Let me know. Are you one of the people that are failing? And will it update? Yes, it will update. The course will update once it's purchased. It's all online and it will update. Any updates I make any day is all updated within the course. But there's no need to worry, because there's not that much in the highway code changes. Are not really any changes, very many changes that are different to how we conduct ourselves anyway. We should always give cyclists lots of space, shouldn't we? We should always give them more space if we're travelling at speed. That's what I've been teaching for 10 years since I've been a driving instructor. We should approach any junction as if somebody would be crossing. The only difference is if they're waiting to cross, we should allow them to cross. That's the only difference really in the way I'll be teaching to drive, so don't stress about it too much. What do you need to get on the hazard and perception to pass? 44 out of 75 to pass. My course has got this stuff. Stay with me, we're going to start a lesson in a minute. The theory test course has got this stuff. It's got worksheets that you can fill in if you want to while you're watching the video tutorials. There are about 90 video tutorials for you to watch that teaches you the theory of driving, that teaches you the stuff about crossings and about road signs and everything you need to know, and of documents, all kinds of stuff. Every single topic has got several video tutorials to watch. There's facts lists that you can listen to or you can read. So all the facts you need to know about that topic. There are all the official questions provided by the DVSA. There's things like case studies, anxiety techniques, games. You'll be 100% prepared to pass when you go through it. And it has helped more than 5,000 people to pass so far, which is awesome. Now let's go through a question. Are you still with me? Let's have a look. Who's with me? Do you teach how you do a McDonald's drive-through? Yes, I always hit my learners through a McDonald's drive-through. They buy themselves some fries if they want to, and most do. Some fries, a drink, whatever they want. But yeah, McDonald's drive-through is a great thing to do with learners, and I do like to do it. You can see photographs on it over on the website. Okay, so question time. Let's go through a question before we get on with the first lesson. Why are vehicle mirrors often slightly curved or convex? So pop your answer into this to this question. If you don't know, please put DK so I know how many people know and how many people don't know. So if you don't know the answer, please put DK in the comments. If everybody knows it, then I think, oh, this is a rubbish one to put in because everybody already knows this stuff. And if you've just memorised it, also let me know so that I know what you know. Ah, see, Sosa's put a question mark, meaning she thinks she knows it. I'll give you another half minute to put your answers in. You memorise it. It's not so bad to memorising things, but if the question's asked in a different way, would you still get it right? That's the only concern. That's the only thing you've got to think about. Good morning, Nusha. Okay, so let me cover it with you. Keep putting your comment, guessing it's A. So keep putting your comments in. Cool. Okay, so this is an image here showing you what you can see when you look in your middle mirror. So if you looked in your middle mirror and there was a red car behind you and a lady walking a Dalmatian, that's how it would look. If you then looked in your door mirror, the same lady would look like this. What's the difference? What is the difference of how the lady looks? Can anybody say? You don't see the dog clearly. Why don't you see the dog clearly? The look further away says Imogen. Yeah, Christine said the lady looks further away. Absolutely. So your door mirrors are curved. That means they're convex, meaning they're curved. So they're like that. They've got a curve on them. And that means that when you look in the mirror, you don't just see what's behind you in a straight line. You see out to the sides as well. Okay, you see out. So in your door mirrors, you can see more. They give a wider field of vision. But because the glass is curved, also things look like they're further away than they really are. That means they look smaller than they really are. Does that make sense? So it's really important as a driver that you know that when you're looking in your door mirror and you see something, it's actually closer than you think it is. So you need to be really, really careful. It's closer than you think it is because it looks further away than it really is. That makes sense. Brilliant. So loads of you got the answer right. The answer is A. They give a wider field of vision. It's really important to know that curved glass, curved mirrors give a wider field of vision, but they make things look smaller, so therefore further away than they really are. Really, really important that you know that. Did you get it right? Double tap the screen for me if you got it right. Then don't make a joke if you think it's going to upset people. Why would you do that? Best not to. yeah, this is all a nice, safe place to learn. So if you think you're going to upset people, then it's best not to. You got it right. Awesome. So now we're going to go through crossings made simple. Does anybody ever struggle with crossings questions? Christine, if you go all through this course, then you'll pass it on your next attempt. Does anybody ever struggle? Just let me know. Yes, I struggle with crossings questions, or no, I never struggle with crossings questions. So I'm going to make a couple of the crossings super easy for you. I'm going to make crossings super easy for you. I want loads and loads of people to put answers in. I think you need to remember when we're making comments about pedestrians having priority and stuff like that, that every one of us are pedestrians. We need to remember that. Every one of us are pedestrians, and your parents and your siblings and your children and your grandparents and your very young cousins, yeah, they're all pedestrians, and it's all about keeping you and them safe. So I think you need to remember that when you're thinking about the new rules. Remember, they're there to protect. Every single person is protected with this law, isn't it? Because we're all pedestrians. And it does. I've seen it work in other countries, so it can work here. Okay, so at a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Do you know the answer? At a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Is it steady red, flashing green, flashing amber, or steady amber? So just put A, B, C or D in, and put DK if you don't know. Ethan, I wouldn't worry about the highway code changes to the theory test. There's nothing much to change. There's nothing much to change, and when they change it, I will get to know. We'll all know. Are children road users? A strange question. Children are pedestrians. Okay, so which colour follows the, at a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Is it A, B, C or D? Put your answers in, and give me a second. Make sure you put DK if you don't know. The question is, at a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? I'm back. So loads of answers coming in, different answers coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this lesson. I'm going to make it super easy for you. Then we'll come back to the question. Is that okay? Because lots of different answers coming in, and I want you to be sure about it. Let's go through the different crossings. First type of crossing I'm going to talk about is a toucan crossing. A toucan crossing is a traffic light controlled pedestrian crossing. It's got traffic lights, and it's for cyclists and pedestrians to use together. That means cyclists can walk across the road and can cycle across the road while pedestrians are walking across the road. Put a Y if that makes sense. A toucan crossing is for cyclists and pedestrians, and it is a traffic light controlled crossing. I've got a picture of it on the screen above my head. That makes sense. Fantastic. A toucan crossing, you can easily remember that. So not all cyclists can use a crossing. No, they can't. Kathy Carter, normally cyclists have to get off the bike and push the bike across because they're for pedestrians. Okay, but on a toucan crossing, they can cycle across. You can easily remember that a toucan crossing is for pedestrians and cyclists if you remember that toucan and two can cross. Okay, toucan, two can cross. The traffic light sequence at a toucan crossing is exactly the same as a normal traffic light sequence. I'll just go through it once with you. A normal traffic light sequence is red, red and amber, green, amber, red. Okay, that is the sequence of a toucan crossing, exactly the same as at other crossings. Let's move on to the next one. Keep putting your comments in so I can see that you're with me. Next type of crossing we're going to talk about is a puffin crossing. Bonnie's got one near my house, have you? Goes under a bridge. A puffin crossing is a type of crossing, a traffic light controlled crossing that is quite special. It has exactly the same sequence as normal traffic lights, exactly the same, red, red and amber, green, amber, red. But that sequence might change a bit quicker because this type of crossing knows when a pedestrian is on the crossing. This type of crossing has a sensor that detects when anyone's on the crossing. So if no one's on the crossing, it might change to green quicker. If people are on the crossing, it would stay red for longer. So a puffin crossing has exactly the same sequence as a normal traffic light. It just might change a bit quicker. Okay, so it's important to remember that. You can easily remember about a puffin crossing. If you think of puffin, the letters P-U-F-I-N, puffin, if you think they stand for pedestrian, user-friendly, intelligent. It's the clever one, it's the intelligent one. So a puffin is intelligent with the same traffic light sequence. Does that make sense? I want lots of yeses if that makes sense. Very cool, said Bonnie. It is very cool, isn't it? It's a way to help you to remember it. Because people are getting mixed up, and don't get mixed up, because you know, actually a puffin crossing, a puffin, intelligent, so the same traffic light sequence, but it just knows it can change quicker or stay on for longer. It's up there actually. Can I show the paper again? Pedestrian, user friendly, intelligent. So, okay, cool. Now the third type of crossing, the intelligence is in the camera, yes. The third type of crossing I'm going to cover with you is a pelican crossing. A pelican crossing is the one that's different. A pelican crossing is a traffic light controlled pedestrian crossing, but it has a different sequence. It's the only one, remember that, say it out loud, screenshot it, the only one with a different sequence. It goes red, flashing amber, green, amber, red. Okay, it doesn't go red, red and amber, it goes red, flashing amber. Flashing amber means something different to what other lights mean. I'll go through that in a minute. So the pelican crossing is the one that has the flashing amber. The puffin is intelligent and it has the same sequence. So only one traffic light has flashing amber. Which one is that? There's only one crossing that has flashing amber. Which one is that? Type it in for me, guys, so I know you're with me. Because I want you to say it out loud to me if you're in the room. There's only one that has a flashing amber. All the rest have steady amber. Pelican crossing has flashing amber. Awesome answers, guys. Well done. Brilliant. Keep them coming in. Keep double tapping the screen for me if you're liking what I'm doing, if I'm helping you. Okay, so the question is, at a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? At a puffin, is the puffin one the intelligent one, or is the puffin one that has flashing amber? You need to remember that now. Go through what I've said in your head. So at a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Is it steady red, flashing green, flashing amber, or steady amber? Now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of steady red and flashing green because we know it's an amber answer. There's two answers with amber in it, so it's going to be an amber answer. So which one of those is it? At a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Is it C or D? You know it now. It's super easy, isn't it? Let me know it's super easy for you. Let's just recap those crossings with some pictures that might help to stay in your mind. A pelican crossing is the crossing that's different. It's different. It's got a big flappy beak. It's different, okay? A pelican crossing has the flashing amber. A puffin crossing is the one that's intelligent, has the same traffic light sequence. A toucan crossing is for two-can cross for cyclists and pedestrians, and it has the same sequence. So at a puffin crossing has the steady amber traffic light. Did you get that one right? Do you understand that now? Put some yeses in the comments if you now understand the difference between a puffin and a pelican crossing. It might help you to talk about it to somebody, teach somebody. You could just go and teach your dog. Thank you, Miles Style 75. Just go and teach your dog. Tell your dog. Do you know the difference between the different crossings? And the words then are much easier for you to. The answers are much easier for you to come across then because you've said the words out loud. They're easy for me because I say it out loud all the time, so I could actually say it in my sleep, couldn't I? You just told your son what a toucan is. Fantastic. That's exactly how you're going to remember. I don't know how old your son is, but I bet he remembers it really easily because he's not under pressure to remember, you see. When we don't put ourselves under pressure, we can learn stuff super easily. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Okay, let's go through a question. At traffic lights, what does it mean when the amber light shows on its own? Do you know what the answer is? When the amber light shows on its own, what does it mean? Does it mean go if no pedestrians are crossing, stop at the line, prepare to go, or go if the way is clear? Put A, B, C or D, and I'm going to go through the traffic light sequence and what they all mean with you in a minute. We've got some B's, C's and D's. Keep them coming in. Yay, Russ Charles 24 is absolute pleasure and congratulations. Russ Charles passed. Love to hear about passes while I'm doing these lives. So what I want you to do is I want you to understand the traffic lights. I want you to understand the sequence, what exactly everything in the sequence means. Thank you, Raoul. Everything means, and also answer theory test questions and don't break the law. That's what I want you to do. So can you see the confusion here? The confusion that people are putting, the answer is A, that is B, and that is C. Okay, so but only one of those is correct. And I know the D is not serious. What does it mean if the amber traffic light is on its own? Okay, so let's go through it with you. Let's go through the sequence with you. So first of all, it's really important that you know the sequence of traffic lights. So let me know, do you know the sequence? Do you know which light comes after what? Just put a yes or a no in if you know the sequence or you don't know the sequence. Let me know. Do you know the sequence? I've got a no, yes, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Do you know the sequence? Yes, yes, no, no, don't know, no, yes. Okay, so lots of people do, but lots of people don't. So first of all, let me go over the sequence with you. For those of you who don't know it, you need to join in with me. You need to join in with me. Okay, and I want you to remember that the sequence is really, really easy to remember. It's just, you probably haven't tried to find a way of memorizing it, a way of learning it. But there's only 5 steps. You can learn 5 steps, can't you? You can learn 5 words to a song. You can learn these 5 steps. So let me show you, and then you can do it with me. The sequence of traffic lights is red, red and amber, green, amber, red. I'll do that again. Red, red and amber, green, amber, red. And now say it with me. Say it with me and then put D for done so I know you said it with me. Okay, the sequence is red, red and amber, green, amber, red. Done, 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 done. Loads and loads and loads you just put done. Otherwise I'm standing here just talking to myself. Thank you guys, that's awesome. Brilliant. So you're helping yourself to remember. One more time, red, red and amber, green, amber, red. Now, let's go through the different colours, what they actually mean. What does red mean? What do you think red means? Neve, you've got it. What does red traffic light mean? Red means, Zenor, red means stop at the line. It does. Red traffic light means stop at the line. Fantastic. Okay, so what does green mean? There's no confusion over what red means, is there? What does green traffic light mean? Absolutely. Green traffic light means go if it's safe, go if it's clear, go if there's anywhere to go to. Yep, go. Okay, so the confusion here is what amber means. So you've got red and amber. Red and amber means stop at the line, stop and wait, okay? Green means go, amber means stop and wait. Amber means stop at the line. You've got red, stop, red and amber, stop and wait. You can prepare to go, but it means stop and wait. Green means go, amber means stop and wait because it's going to turn to red. You may be too close to the line to stop and wait. You may be just going over the line, but you need to approach the traffic lights as if they're going to change, because amber means stop at the line. Amber actually means, would you say stopped if your turning is blocked? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If they've got nowhere to go, then you've got to stop and wait. Don't go and block a junction. When traffic lights say go for green, if there's nowhere to go to, you stay behind the line. Doesn't matter what people behind you are saying to you. If the lights are green but there's nowhere to go to, you stop and wait behind the line. So that's my crossings made simple. I've told you what the crossings are that people get mixed up with. I've told you what the traffic light sequence is. I've told you what the different coloured traffic lights mean, and that should help you answer several theory test questions correctly, as well as help you be a safer driver. And I'm doing that. Is it useful to anybody, by the way? Let me know. Was that crossings made simple? Was that useful to anybody? Let me know. Do I do one-to-one theory? I don't do one-to-one theory, but I can arrange one-to-one theory with somebody for you. So lots of people are learning it. Lots of people say, yes, it's helped them, which is awesome. If you want to one-to-one, then go to here, testbuddy.app/contact and message those people and they will arrange it for you. They sort my emails out for me. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Brilliant. And I'm doing that. I've done crossings made simple because so many people are confused. So many people are actually failing the driving test as well because they don't understand. One thing that I didn't cover with you is what does flashing, I just remembered now, what does flashing amber mean? So can anybody remember what is the only crossing that has a flashing amber? Which was the only crossing that has flashing amber? Can anybody remember? Which crossing had the flashing amber? Yeah, you've remembered. A Pelican crossing has a flashing amber. So we need to know, what does flashing amber mean? What does flashing amber mean? Does anybody know? Just put your answer in the comments. What does flashing amber mean? Write this down to help yourself remember. A Pelican crossing is the only crossing with a different traffic light sequence. It has flashing amber. And it's really important that you know, and Jenik from the block knows, that you know what flashing amber means. Otherwise, you will be holding people up. You'll be failing your driving test. You'll be answering theory test questions wrong. Sean knows as well. Yeah, so flashing amber, if you're a driver, flashing amber means if there's no one on the crossing, then you can drive through. So red and amber means stop and wait. Amber on its own means stop and wait. But flashing amber means that you can keep on driving if there's nobody on the crossing. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Because you need to know that. You need to know, because if you stop at a flashing amber light when you're supposed to keep on moving, how would people behind you feel? If it was flashing amber and you stopped and there's cars behind you, how would they feel if you stop and you don't need to stop? Sean, that's awesome. A bit confusing, annoyed? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they may well even go into the back of you because they wouldn't be expecting you to stop, which would be their fault, but you still don't want it to happen. And I've covered that because so many people do get confused. Melty by hand said confused and nearly crashed. Absolutely. So is this on every morning, including weekend? No, I can't do this every morning. I can't do this every morning. I do this Monday, Wednesday and Friday mornings. I'd have no voice if I did it every morning. Road rage was set in, says Sarah. Absolutely. So crossings made simple. The theory test pass rate, the official government figures are there's 1.9 million tests taken, about 879,000 passes. That's about a 47% pass rate, meaning about 53% of people are failing their theory test, and that figure is way too high. Do you agree with me that that figure is way too high and we want to try and change it? That's why I'm here now. That's why I got up early, come into my office, set myself up, put this slides as a group together yesterday for you. It's way too high. It's an awful figure. It is. And the reasons why people are failing, there's reasons why people are failing. And one of them is that they're just very unprepared. They don't prepare well enough, because with the questions, they just look at questions, look at answers, and try and memorise those. And that's not how we learn. We don't learn by looking at questions and answers, and then suddenly knowing all about a topic so we can answer that question when it's written in many different ways. And that's why I've created this course, so you can help you to learn stuff properly. Because when you fail, it's well, how do you feel? You let me, I mean, these are words that you've sent to me. But do you feel it's embarrassing to fail or frustrating? How do you feel it is when you fail your theory test? You have made an amazing course. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Shall I just pin it there so people can see what you're talking about? Have a look at the course there. I'll pin it for you to have a look at when my link's working. There you go. So do you find it embarrassing or frustrating to fail? Embarrassing. A lot of people do, which is really sad. People are getting in touch with me saying it's so embarrassing, or I'm dyslexic, I can't retain anything from the books. That's the way it is. And that's why I've created this course, because you don't have to learn from books. You can learn by somebody teaching it to you and giving you ways of remembering it forever. And that's what I do, give you ways of remembering forever. You don't need to give up. People who have failed 20 times have gone on and passed. Your son became depressed. I know it's really, it gets some people down so much, because it's so frustrating, because they think I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I've done everything my friends did. I've done everything my driving instructor told me to do, but I've still failed it. But there's more that you can be done. We don't learn by looking at questions and looking at answers. That's not how we learn. We're taught something. Somebody gives us a way of remembering. Thank you, Danielle. Gives us a way of remembering something. Somebody helps us to understand something. And then we do a mini test all about that topic. Then we learn another topic. The teacher's another topic. And then we do a mini test on that topic. Then when we've covered all the topics, this is in college or in school or in university, at the end of the term, then you will have a test on all the topics. Full mock tests. And that's the way this course is set out, so that you don't waste your time, you don't waste your money, and that you can actually book your driving test. Because a lady has said her son, thank you, Sadia, who says her son got depressed. I bet you he got to a good standard with his driving and couldn't book his driving test because he can't pass his theory test. And that's the situation for so many people. How frustrating is that? The second time is worse than the first. I know sometimes people feel that, well, I've only just failed by 1 mark, which you need to think I've actually got 8 wrong if you failed by 1 mark. But that's not the perception you have. The perception is I only failed by 1 mark. I just go and take it again because I'm almost there. And then you fail by 1 or 2 marks next time. Because really, if you're that close, you're not almost there. You need something different. And that's what I'm doing here for you now, teaching you to pass your theory test. And I created this course so I could help you pass your theory test. Like I say, there's things like worksheets, tutorials, fact lists, case studies, anxiety techniques. You'll be 100% prepared to pass. You see how I've taught you about crossings already this morning. I've taught you the 3 different types of crossings. I've also taught you the traffic light sequence. I've also taught you what amber traffic light and flashing amber means. That is so many questions now you know the answer to, and you will get them right. And that's why my course has had more than 5,000 passes so far. The original price is $69.95 with all the bonuses, but that's not the price that you pay. You only pay $34.99 if you sign up now. So let me show you what's in the course. Tell you about the bonuses, and then we're going to cover another lesson. We're going to cover know your speed. If anybody ever struggles with speed questions and single carriageway and dual carriageway, etc., etc., I'm going to cover it. I'm going to make it super easy for you. So stay with me. But just let me go through this video where I'm going to tell you. You haven't managed to buy the course. Oh, Shannon, you were going to buy it last week, weren't you? You will at some point. Awesome. Let me show you what's in the course. Let me show you what's in Theory Test course so you can see and hear how you're going to get test ready and feel confident to take your theory test. I've covered every possible topic to help you master them all in a systematic way. There are 14 theory test topics in total. Let me go through the accident topic so you know what's in every single lesson. You can download a worksheet if you want to and fill it in while you're watching the video tutorials. There are over 90 video tutorials in this course, so you're guaranteed to have all of the information that you need. When you've watched the tutorials, you can download a fact list or you can listen to a fact list. Listening helps you to learn without even trying. Have you ever learned the words of a song? You find yourself singing along to a song just because you've listened to that song. That's why I've spent hours and hours creating and editing audio so you can listen and you can learn without even trying. Then you can have a go at all of the official DVSA questions for that topic, and then have a go at a mock test of 10 questions for that topic. You can go through all 14 topics in exactly the same way. You can do them all, or you can pick and choose which topics you do, and then have a look at multiple choice techniques, case studies, and mock tests. I've specially devised 16 mock tests that cover every single question. You don't need to do hundreds of mock tests. Take these 16 tests and you know you've covered every single DVSA practice question. And then other things that guarantee you're going to be 100% test ready are hazard perception techniques. What happens on test day? I cover getting rid of your test anxiety, finishing the workshop, how to know you're test ready, and then games that make learning fun. So that's what's in the course. And when you sign up for the course, while you're joining me in my live room, then you'll get these free bonuses. You get my hazard perception course worth $9.99. You get my hypnosis course. I'm a master practitioner of hypnosis. That's my certificate at the bottom there. So you get my hypnosis course that you can use if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to use that. You get my top 10 reasons for failure ebook, top 20 hardest theory test questions ebook. That's if you sign up while I'm live. Stay with me, guys. I've got another lesson coming. Don't forget to put questions into the question box so that I can answer them in a minute for you when it's Ask Annie. So the bonuses are worth $34.95. You only pay once. Somebody asked me how many times do I pay. You pay once for it. You've got it forever. It's a lifelong subscription. You use it for as long as you need it. It takes most people between 2 and 6 weeks to go through it, but some people go through it in a few days, a week or less than a week. Some people buy it the day before and just do some of it. You know I've already helped you this morning with crossings. I helped you learn about convex mirrors. I've helped you learn about, what else have I helped you learn about? The traffic light sequence. So I've helped you learn all of that this morning. So, you know, if you buy the course and go through some of it, it will help you. Although I'm recommending, of course, you do all of it. You will very quickly start to see and hear how you're going to pass your test on your next attempt if you sign up for the course as soon as you start to use it. You've got your theory this Saturday. So whatever you're using to revise, making sure you are getting yourself fully prepared, because going to take it and failing is so time consuming and so frustrating. And can you do the course on a phone? Yes, you can. Do you have any NHS? No, I don't have any NHS discount. It's already discounted to £35. So sorry about that. Yeah, you'll quickly see and hear how you're going to pass your theory test. This is what some people have said so far about the course. Don't forget to put some questions in for me now, because my next slide is about answering questions for you. So Carla May Smith said, I passed your theory 6th time after buying your course. Thank you so much. Fox Paper Scissors says, hi Annie, I passed my theory test yesterday after a failed 13 attempts, and through your course I passed. Tank Girl Kez says, I'm loving the course, it's so helpful. Passed yesterday and used so many of your techniques, thank you so much. By far the best theory teacher I've seen. All of these comments all about this course. It has taken me thousands of hours to put together for you. I went to university for 3 years to train to become a primary school teacher. I'm a grade A driving instructor, I'm an audit trainer, and I've spent months becoming a therapist, so I can help you get rid of anxiety as well, and a hypnotherapist as well. So all of that stuff, all of those techniques and skills are put into creating this course for you. I have spent years finding out what you struggle with, and I'm still listening to you. I'm still hearing you. That's why when I put a question on, if you don't know the answer, if loads and loads of people say, I don't know, then I think, that's what I want to cover in one of these lessons. That's what I want to put into my course so that people properly understand. And that's what I want to do for you guys. And that's why I'm standing here. Send some love to Annie. She's amazing. Yay, that'd be awesome. Thank you guys. So any questions? Let me know. Let's have a bit of a break. And there's no newish questions, but when you put these lives onto YouTube, Annie, yeah, so that will be my goal this week, is to make sure I do put them onto YouTube this week. I didn't last week and the week before because I didn't feel great. I had a bit of a cold. They're not the ones I wanted to put onto YouTube, but I'm feeling a bit better this week, so I will put them on for you. And I'll label them so you know exactly when to watch which part. You joined and you still can't get the score what to do. Sorry, Shanty Panther, sorry, I don't know what that means. You can't get the score what to do. You go into my course, go into the introduction, and then work your way through that. So don't confuse yourself with anything else. Just go onto my course, go to the introduction, watch the introduction, then move on to the next section and work through every section in exactly the same way. So print off the worksheet if you want to fill it in, and then watch the video tutorials while you're filling this in, and then go on to the facts list. Okay, the list is just there for you. Listen to the list, read the list, and then go through all of the questions. Make sure you get all the questions right, and then do the mock test for that topic. Okay, so just go through it. So sometimes see this whole course thing, what do I do? But don't confuse yourself. Start at the very beginning and work your way through, and then it's super easy for you. Scarlett, I've got loads of tips on helping you remember the motorway studs, but I'll be covering those on Wednesday for you. I'll cover them on Wednesday. So I'm not going to do them now, but I'll cover them on Wednesday. So watch me on Wednesday or go to my YouTube channel. If you want my YouTube account, then click on the link. On that link below, you can sign up for my course, or you can select to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So the next lesson I'm going to cover know your speed. I'm going to go over some arm signals and then know your speed. But what did I want to cover? What somebody just asked me. So what are other ways of learning? As I said before, other ways of learning for your revising for your theory test, most people will use an app. That's what most people do. But remember, there's a 53% fail rate. And so most people are using an app and most people are failing. Not that the app doesn't help people, because it absolutely does. Because an app will have all of the official questions, case studies, mock tests, and has a perception. But my course has all of those ticks. It has all of that stuff. So it'll help you, good Shannon, it will help you. My course has all of the same stuff as an app has got, but it's got worksheets, it's got video tutorials, it's got lists of the facts, it's got anxiety techniques, it's got test anxiety techniques, how to do hazard perception clips, how to answer questions, games to help you learn as well. So my course has got all of that stuff as well. And you only pay $34.99 if you sign up now. $34.99 is about the price of one single 1 hour driving lesson. That's all it is. So don't feel like you don't want to invest in yourself. Learning to drive, getting on the road costs you thousands of pounds. By the time you've taken a theory test, taken driving lessons, taken a driving test, bought a car and paid for it, paid for your first year of insurance, and put fuel in the car and anything else, any other maintenance that your car needs. That's thousands of pounds, isn't it? This course will help you get on the road much, much easier, and it's only $34.99. I'm not doing reflective studs this morning. You failed your hazard by 1 point. This course has a free hazard perception course with it. So I'm not doing studs today. No, I'm not doing studs today. No, that's not on the agenda. I don't think it's on the agenda. No, I think it's on the agenda for Wednesday. So let me tell you who I am. You tell me who you are, what you struggle with. I'm hearing what you're saying. There's lots of people struggling with motorway studs. That's why I've created a lesson that will help you learn motorway studs really, really easily. Now, whoever's heard that lesson before, you can agree with me, can't you? That my motorway studs lesson makes learning motorway studs the easiest thing ever. I'm not covering it today. I'll cover it on Wednesday, but it's all in my course. It's all in my course, how to learn. Guys, Annie's technique for that is my favourite, says Siobhan. She's giving you a clue though as to what it's all about. You're struggling with road signs, and road signs is something else I cover a lot of, and I cover a lot of in my course. So it's all there. Everything you need to learn is in this course. Let me tell you who I am. My name is Annie. I am... while I'm telling you who I am, you tell me, is this your first time watching me? You're going to be ordering tonight. I'm not on tonight, Scott. I'm on Monday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning. That's when I'm on this week. Cool. But you can click on this link and you can save it for later, couldn't you? You can click on the link and save it for later. Okay, so let me know if it's your first time watching me or if you've seen me before. Let me know if it's your first time or you've seen me before. It's the best rule on Wednesday. You're on every day. No, every time. Does everybody know me already then? Does everybody already know me? I think there's a couple of new people on. Let me just introduce myself. Tell you what I'm doing here. You're always on these lives. Lovely to see you again. So my name is Annie. I'm an ADI, which means I'm an approved driving instructor. I've been a driving instructor, a grade A instructor for about 10 years now. I'm also an audit trainer, which means I'm on the official register for driving instructor trainers. And this is John, who I recently trained to become a driving instructor. He's now working as a driving instructor in Northwich in Cheshire. I'm also a theory test expert. I became a theory test expert because I don't like how people are failing their theory test. Ellen Louise. I don't like how many people are failing, how many people are getting in touch with me saying that I can't pass my theory test. I failed it once, I failed it 5 times, I failed it 10 times, I failed it 15 times, I failed it more than 20 times. And I know I could help. So what I did is became a theory test expert. I started teaching people the theory of driving. I started doing lessons in a classroom, and I started doing lessons over Zoom. And then I created this course. I failed every time by 1 mark. That is really, really, really common. And that means that every time you're getting 8 or more questions wrong, which is that doesn't happen when you go through my course. So you really, once you pass theory, how long is it valid for? The theory test certificate is valid for 2 years. So I created this course, and I was awarded the most innovative driving school for the course, which is amazing. And I'm really, really super, super proud of that. And then my driving school is called Spot On Driving. And I was awarded Superior Achievement and Excellence for my driving school. It's based in Cheshire. I teach in Knutsford and Northwich. We teach in my driving school in manual and automatic cars in Knutsford and Northwich. Really proud of those, and I'm really proud of the fact that the DVSA have actually looked at my courses and are really happy with what I've produced and with how I'm helping you and how I'm changing the pass rate. I'm helping so many people to pass their theory test. They're really happy with that. So what they did and what they're doing is they're making sure that I have access to all the official DVSA content. That means that I have all of the official practice questions, and that means that when the questions in the theory test change, I will get notification, and I can change my course, and I can change the content in my course, in my lives, to help you to pass. So you're not going to have any misconceptions. You will have the latest, the most updated theory test questions. So how long do you in advance you recommend we revise? IPS, I can answer that for general people. Generally, it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks. People take between 2 and 6 weeks to go through it, but generally it's 2 to 3. All my students tend to take about 2 or 3 weeks if they're doing a little bit every day. But if you have dyslexia, if you don't speak English as a first language, if you have learning difficulties, if you don't have much time, if you're working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, then you won't have as much time. Okay, so that's entirely up to you. And what I'd recommend is you buy the course and book a theory test and then work towards that theory test. Because if you're not ready, you can always postpone it. Now, some people have already told me it's the struggle with arm signals. So I'm going to go through my easy arm signals to help you to learn these arm signals, because they are really, really easy. So let's go through a question. What does this arm signal mean? Let me know. What does this arm signal mean? Does it mean A, the driver intends to turn right, B, the driver intends to turn left, C, the driver intends to slow down, D, the driver wants to keep your back, or DK, I don't know, I've absolutely no idea what this sign means. So we've got some A's, some B's, some D's, B, A, B, B, C. So this is showing me that people are confused, and I'm going to make it dead easy for you, okay? I'm going to make it dead easy. But what you need to do is join in with me and put some D for done, or double tap the screen just to let me know you're with me. Otherwise, I'm making silly arm signals on my own, okay? So let's go through the lesson, and then in a minute you'll understand completely. When you indicate left or right, your indicator lights will flash. Does that make sense? So I'm going to make it easy. Does that make sense? I know it does. Just put a D, because I can't see you nodding at me, can I? So I want to know, does that make sense? When you indicate left or right, your indicator light will flash at the front and the back of your car, because you're letting people know what you're doing. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. That's super easy, isn't it? Stay with me. I'm making it easy for you. I'm making you think it through. When you think it through, it's super easy. When you press your brake pedal, did you know this, guys? For those who haven't started driving yet, when you press your brake pedal, at the back of your car, brake lights will light up. So people behind know that you're slowing down. Does that make sense? So when you press your brake pedal, brake lights will light up at the back of your car. Does that make sense? Cool, your mum always taught you that, fantastic. It's a really important one to know because sometimes learner drivers are always pressing the brake pedal because they feel nervous and the lights are coming on. It's like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening for the people behind? Okay, so don't be pressing your brake pedal unnecessarily. Your brake lights will come on at the back of the car. Cool, okay. So if your brake lights or your indicators aren't working, you can't tell other road users what you need to do. Does that make sense? You can't tell them what you're going to do, what you intend to do. You can't tell them I'm going to turn right, I'm going to turn left, or I'm going to be slowing down. Does that make sense if they're not working? Yeah, that makes sense. I want loads more yeses to come in. Come on, guys, loads more yeses to come in. I want to know it's making sense to loads of people. All double tap the screen and send loads of hearts. You passed your test, yay. Cool. So, therefore, Jess have not taught you anything yet. All I've said, Jess, is that you've got brake lights, you've got indicators. That's what you've got on a car. If they're not working, if they're broken, then you can't tell people this is not about reversing. This is not about reversing. This is about brake lights and your indicators. Okay, cool. So therefore we have 3 arm signals. 1 to tell people you're turning right, 1 to tell people you're turning left, and 1 to tell people you're slowing down. Okay, we have 3 arm signals. Let me know, guys, does that make sense? There are 3 arm signals to learn in case your brake lights and your indicators aren't working. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Brilliant. Now I want you to think about this. If you were riding a bike, what would you do to tell people you're turning right? Could anybody put the answer in? If you were riding a bike, what would you do to tell people you're turning right? Yeah, you would. You put your hand out, you stick your arm out, put your arm right out. Exactly. Put your arm out, put your right. Exactly. That's what you'd do. Now, because we've got a window right next to us, we're going to have to use this right arm for all of the signals. We can't use our left arm, can we? We're going to have to use the right arm. So to tell people you're turning right, all you're going to do is stick your right arm out of the window. All you're going to do to tell people you're turning right is stick your right arm out of the window, and it'll look, the picture in a theory test will look like that. Just an arm sticking out. So just do that. Say the word right and then put D for done. Tell me you understand that bit. Tell me you understand if you're going to turn right, you're going to just stick your right arm out of the window. That is the dead easy one. That is the easy one. But the other 2, there's only 2 more and they're not hard. They're not hard. You've done that, fantastic. So you know right. You now know. There's 3 of them. You now know 1 of them. Okay. So you know a third of them already. There's only 2 more to learn. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next one. Left. If we're turning left, we can't put our left arm out of the window, can we? The window's all the way over there, and we might have a passenger next to us. We would never fit our arm out of the left window. We have to use our right arm. So to turn left, all we'll do is stick our right arm out of the window and do forward circles as if we're going left. As if you're pointing over to the left. So forward circles. And that's how the picture would look there, with the arrows going in a circle. Okay, so unless you have a smart car, I still think you might struggle. But yeah, so circles for turning left, as if you're pointing your arm towards the left of your car. So loads of D's for dones, brilliant. Say left, okay, right, left, circles to turn left. Fantastic. Now you know 2 of them. Now you know 2 out of 3. Isn't that easy? Forward circle, left hand turn. Fantastic. typing it in. Look at the picture. That's what it looks like. You can see there's a circle of arrows. So don't get confused. Circles to turn left. Okay, circling left. Absolutely. Think of a way that helps. Your dogs are looking at you like you're crazy. Oh, at least I know you're joining in. That's awesome. Okay, so the only other one you need to know, is slowing down. And look at these arrows here. There's an arrow going up and an arrow going down. Slowing down is this one. Up and down, slow down, up and down, slow down. Say that, up and down, slowing down. Okay, just makes it easy for you. Say or shout or whisper, up and down, slowing down. Why do we have to use our hand and not signal? Because if your signals are broken, if they're not working, okay? If they're not working, you need to use these arm signals and you need to know them for your theory test. And I'm going to say to you, I have never, ever, ever used arm signals. I've been driving for 36 years. But that doesn't mean I don't know them. I don't have to know them. Okay, I've also never crashed on a motorway, but I still need to know what to do. Okay, does that make sense? I need to know what to do. So let's go through them again. So right, left is circles, up and down is slowing down, up and down, slowing down, says April. Awesome. So there are 3 signals that you need to learn. But when you do your theory test questions, there's always 4 options. One of the options is just complete rubbish. So don't think about the other option, okay? One of the options is always complete rubbish. What does it mean? What does this arm signal mean? What I want you to do now is tell me which one is complete rubbish. Which of those 4 is complete rubbish? Just put the answer in for me, guys. Don't tell me the right answer at the moment. Just tell me which one is complete rubbish. That's what I want to know. Which of these is rubbish? The driver intends to turn right, the driver intends to turn left, the driver intends to slow down, or the driver wants you to keep back. Which one's rubbish? Which one isn't an arm signal at all? I don't want to know what the wrong answers are, but which one of these is not an arm signal at all? Tony's got it, yeah, big names. Sophie, awesome. Miss Jones, Maricha, yeah. Which one is complete rubbish? Sanko Marion, yeah, absolutely. D is not an arm signal. It's not an arm signal. You might get 4 pictures and one of them is not an arm signal at all. It's just made up because they have to give you 4 answers. Cool. So what does this arm signal mean now? What does this arm signal mean? You can see that there's circles. You can see it's circles. Yes, you get 4 pics, don't you, Bushy? But one of the pictures doesn't mean anything. Yeah. And if you understand that, it will help you. So what does circles mean? Does circles means turn right, turn left, or slow down? Put your answer in now. Tia's got it. Kushal's got it. Liddy's got it. Shazzy's got it. Sarah. Bebbington, yeah, put your answers in. The driver intends to turn left, the driver intends to turn right, the driver intends to slow down. Getting rid of the silly answers really does help, doesn't it? Gemma Bartlett just said the 4th picture, there's 4 pictures, the 4th picture is nothing. They have to give you 4 options, don't they? It's a rubbish option, that's all it is. So they're absolutely right, guys, the answer here. We're getting rid of the rubbish answer. We've got rid of that. We've now made it a bit easier. Is it turn right, turn left, or slow down? We know that turn right is just sticking your right arm out. Exactly the same as if you're on a bicycle. We know that slowing down is up and down. Slowing down is up and down, don't we? We know that. So we know that this answer here is the driver intends to turn left because it circles as if the driver is pointing towards the other side of the car, pointing over towards the left. We know that, don't we? Has that helped anybody? Has my easy arm signals helped anybody? This is what I want to do. I want to make theory easy for you. My name is Annie, and I want to make theory easy. And arm signals are super easy if someone teaches you. Do you agree with that? It's super easy if someone teaches you. When I was trying to just memorise them, I was like a lot of you, just like, which one is which? I can't remember. But if we know right, and if we know slowing down, up and down, and we say that out loud, then left is dead easy. And don't get confused with the ones that don't mean anything. There are 3 arm signals to learn. And also people are thinking, why the heck do I have to know arm signals? That's madness. Why do we need to know them? Yeah, but now you know why you have to know them, even though you won't have to use them very often, if ever. But if someone's doing that to you, up and down, slowing down, you really want to know that that person is slowing down, or they're telling you to slow down. They often use it for that. Just in case. Absolutely. We need to know what to do if we break down on a motorway, just in case, don't we? Yeah, of course we do. We need to know all about CPR to give somebody, to help save someone's life, just in case. I've never done it, but I have to know about it. We have to know how to stop somebody from bleeding if they've got a big gash in their arm and they're pumping blood out, just in case. There's lots of things we need to know, just in case. Awesome. Let's move on to know your speed. Shall we move on to know your speed? Double tap the screen if you want to move on to know your speed. Slowing down, Koskasim, up and down, slowing down. Censored DJ, you want your passport still watching? Well, welcome to you. Don't forget to share this live, guys. Share it out to lots of people, so I can help, because I know that will help you to answer a theory test question. I know it will help you to understand. And when you're a driver, you just pass your driving test, and these things are happening possibly, and you won't be thinking, oh no, what everybody else is going to do here, because I don't know what to do. You will know. You'll be the one that will know what to do. You need to know CPR in theory. Yes, you do, Bonnie. You need to know about CPR in theory. There's a whole section called accidents, and where they cover stuff like that. You would hope that people know a little bit about it if you needed help or your family needed help, and that's why it's in there. And you can help people if they need it. Let's move on to know your speed, because so many people are getting mixed up with speed questions. It's all in this course, remember. It's all in this course. Yeah, Bonnie, there are 14 theory test topics. One is accidents, where you need to know all about CPR and stuff like that. One is alertness. One is attitude. One is documents. Hazard awareness, motorway rules, signs and road markings, rules of the road, vulnerable road users, all stuff like that. So 14 of those topics. Okay, know your speed. Let's move on to a question. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? Oh, thank you. You are a very, very good teacher. Thank you so much. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? Is it 30, 50, 60 or 70? Let me know what you think the answer is. Is it A, B, C or D? And then I'll go through this lesson. I'm going to make sure you understand all the speed limits properly. And then you won't be messaging me, asking me questions about speed limits, as people are always doing. Because if you know all about speed limits, you can answer any question about speed limits. Is it B? Is it C? I've got some B's, C's and D's. So I know there is confusion there on a dual carriageway. Let's go through speed limits. What's a dual carriageway? So I'm going to be covering that in a minute, so don't worry about it. If you don't know the answer, just put DK, or you put what's a dual carriageway, so I know you don't know the answer properly. Cool. Let's go through some questions, this lesson, sorry. Let's go through this lesson with you. So, the speed limits in this country on our roads are 20 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour or 60 miles per hour. They're the speed limits, 70 miles per hour, okay? Between 20 and 70 miles per hour. It's 20 miles per hour. Obviously, when they want you to be very, very slow, be very, very careful. So in built-up areas where we're going to find a 20 mile an hour speed limit, guys. Where would it be 20 miles per hour? What's going to be around us if a speed limit's that low? School areas, says Lauren. Yeah. Traffic calming areas, fantastic. So near schools, near school crossings, near traffic calming areas. So you get this sign here, a sign in a red circle. Remember, circle signs are orders. They're telling you what you must do or what you must not do. If it's a red circle, it's telling you what you must not do, and it's telling you must not drive faster than 20 miles per hour. By London, my Paris Dakar. Okay, so you'll see 20 mile an hour zones near schools, near traffic calming. Traffic calming simply means where they want to calm the traffic down. They want to slow the traffic down. The street where I live is 20 miles per hour because there is a school. Fantastic, Shannon, absolutely. So, but there will be signs. If it's 20 miles per hour, there will be signs telling you. Does that make sense? So you'll find them where there's traffic calming. You'll find them where there are lots of houses. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get out there. Where there's a school, and there will be a sign in a red circle telling you what the speed limit is. Does that make sense? Now you know what traffic calming is. Yeah, just think about traffic calming the traffic down. So there could be road bumps, road humps. Yeah, road humps are traffic calming. The build outs here where they make the road narrower. They could deliberately build the curb out so the road is very narrow and only one car can fit through. That's traffic calming. Cool. So there's 20 mile an hour zone here. When it's the end of the 20 mile an hour zone, you might see this sign here. Okay, so zone ends. It's got a 20 in a circle, and now it's telling you that the zone ends. Whenever anything ends, it will be in this, looking a bit like this. But the 20 mile an hour speed zone ends. We're now back to a 30 mile an hour zone. But when it's 30 miles per hour, there may be no signs telling you. There might not be a sign. There might not be a sign like this one telling you it's 30 miles per hour. There might be no signs at all. You would know it's 30 miles per hour if there's regular street lighting. No signs, but regular street lighting means the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Okay, street lights means 30 miles per hour, unless there's signs telling you otherwise. Does that make sense? Somebody asked me speed humps and speed cushions. Is that what you said? The same thing. You have cushions which are just like squares in the middle of the road, and you have a hump that goes all the way across the road. So street lights means 30 miles per hour, unless there's a sign telling you something different. Cool. Now, if the speed limit on the road is 40 miles per hour or 50 miles per hour, there will be a sign telling you. Does that make sense? If it's 50 miles per hour or 40 miles per hour, there will be signs that tell you it's 50 or 40. Just let me know if that makes sense. Speed bumps and humps, I meant. There are speed humps and there are speed cushions. Okay, so whether you call them humps or speed humps, but there's speed humps and speed cushions. That's it. Cushions are square things like a cushion in the middle of the road, and speed humps go all the way across the road. That's the two differences. There's no other differences. Okay, so that makes sense, guys. Let's move on. The fastest you're allowed to go on a road is called the national speed limit. National speed limit means the fastest you're allowed to go for the type of road that you're driving on. This is the national speed limit sign. That sign, if you see that sign, it means you can drive the fastest you're allowed to drive for the type of road that you're on. And you're absolutely right, guys. It's either 60 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour, isn't it? That depends on what type of road you're on. It depends if you're on a single carriageway road, you can go 60 miles per hour. On a dual carriageway road, you can go 70 miles per hour. But you need to know the difference. Exactly, Tom. You need to know the difference. What is a single carriageway road and what is a dual carriageway road? If you understand the difference, just put a yes in the comments for me and let me know. Do you understand the difference between single carriageway and dual carriageway roads? You do definitely need to know the difference, don't you, Bushy? So I've got yes, no, 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 yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes. So some of you do know, and some of you don't. And some of you, mainly not learner drivers, mainly people that have been driving for many years, they think they know the difference and they get it wrong. What would a single carriageway road look like? I'm going to show you that now. So lots of people, so you might know the difference in the speed limits. On a single carriageway you can go 60, on a dual carriageway you can go 70. But what does a dual carriageway road mean? So for everybody that's said yes, they understand what a dual carriageway is, can any of you tell me what it is? Lauren's got it there. Your partner didn't know the difference until you told him, Kathy. Absolutely. It's really, really common that people don't know the difference. Miss Stitch, yeah. Anybody else know? I'm just seeing if anybody is thinking wrongly. And yes, some people are thinking the wrong thing. I just want you to remember, this is really, really, really important that you get this. So just listen to this bit. A single carriageway road can have one lane. A single carriageway road could have two lanes. A dual carriageway road could have one lane. A dual carriageway road can have two lanes. A dual carriageway road can have three lanes. It doesn't matter how many lanes there are. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. It's really, really important. A dual carriageway road might have one or two or three lanes. Being how many lanes it's got doesn't matter at all. Dual carriageway doesn't mean dual lanes. It doesn't mean dual lanes. If you got it wrong, don't worry, you're learning now. You're only thinking what so many drivers think, and they're wrong, okay? I'm coming back to that, Sonia. I'm just coming back to it. Let me carry on with the lesson. Okay, so don't be confused. A dual carriageway doesn't matter how many lanes it's got. Let me show you what I mean. If there's a central reservation, that means it's a dual carriageway. So look at this road here. There's two lanes going up the road and two lanes of traffic coming down the road. And in the middle of that traffic, there's a grass verge. The thing in the middle says Cushel. The thing in the middle is a grass verge. It could be a wall. It could be a metal barrier. If there's a thing in the middle, if there is a thing in the middle, in the centre, it's called a central reservation. The centre bit is called a central reservation. If it has a central reservation, it's a dual carriageway. Look at this picture here. There's two different roads here, A and B. A has two lanes for traffic going up the road, two lanes for traffic coming down the road, and in the middle of those traffic has got lines painted on the road. This one has got two lanes for traffic going up the road, two lanes for traffic going down the road, and a grass verge in the middle of those. So which one of those is a dual carriageway? They've both got the same number of lanes. A dual carriageway does not mean a dual lanes. It doesn't mean two lanes. It means two carriageways, two separate roads. If you think about two roads. So which one of those is a dual carriageway? Is it A or B? B, 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 A, B, 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 yeah. A is single, B is dual, B. You're stood muffin, yay, awesome. Okay, so brilliant. Okay, so most of you got that right. B is a dual carriageway because B has got a central reservation. Look at A, it only had lines painted on the road. Lines painted on the road mean that is one road. That's all one road. This is two separate roads. All one road, two separate roads because there's a barrier in the middle. Okay, so that's the dual carriageway. So what's the national speed limit on this road? So you've got to think, is this a single carriageway road or a dual carriageway road? We know it's got 2 lanes on it, but it doesn't matter how many lanes it's got. What matters, is there a barrier that separates the traffic, or is it just lines painted on the road? So is it a single carriageway or is it a dual carriageway? If it's a single carriageway, the speed limit is 60 miles per hour. If it's a dual carriageway, the speed limit is 70 miles per hour. See how important it is that you properly understand single and dual carriageway roads. And everybody's getting this one right. It's a single carriageway road because there are just lines painted on the road. It's a single carriageway road and the answer is 60 miles per hour. Fantastic. What's the national speed limit on this road? So you've got to decide again, is this a single carriageway road or is this a dual carriageway road? If it's single carriageway, the speed limit is 60. If it's dual carriageway, the speed limit is 70. Now that green thing is a grass verge. That's what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a grass verge that's separating the traffic. And because there's a grass verge, guys, you're absolutely right. Because there's a grass verge, that means that is 2 separate roads, 2 separate carriageways, and the speed limit is 70 miles per hour. Do you understand? Let me know if you understand now that dual carriageway does not mean 2 lanes. Dual carriageway means 2 carriageways, 2 separate roads. You're understanding, that is fantastic. That's what you fully understand. Thank you, says Sarah. That's brilliant. That's exactly what I want. Ebony Tyler, thank you. Tis brilliant. I want you to understand that yes, it's the same for motorcycles, it's the same for any road user using that road. The speed limits change if you've got bigger vehicles, but we're not talking about that today. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about general speed limits for cars. You learned something, says SM33, fantastic. Okay, so okay, yeah, the grass verge here is a grass verge, a patch of grass that's separating the roads. What else could it be? What else could be that central reservation be made up of? Thank you, I learn. Awesome. What else? It could be a wall. Brilliant. It could be bushes, a barrier. It could be metal. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a grass verge. It's something physical, not lines on the road. Okay, something physical that separates the traffic. Fantastic. So now look, come back to a typical theory test question. Great answers. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? Known as a central reservation. Yeah, the centre bit. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? Lauren! Jade Home. I haven't used it in those terms. Fantastic. So Lauren Jade Home said anything that will stop you going over to the other side. Yeah, I'm going to use that. You watch my next live, I'll be saying that. Yeah, well done. That's really, really good. A really, really great way of putting it. So what's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? Is it 30, 50, 60 or 70? It's D, it's D. Unless you're told otherwise. Well, a national speed limit, you'll see a national speed limit sign. If it's national speed limit, there'll be a national speed limit sign. Otherwise, there'll be other signs. What's that? So yeah, I know not everyone's seen this whole lesson. There's a load more people joined, but you're absolutely right. Most of you who've seen my lesson are getting this right. The national speed limit on a dual carriageway, because there's a barrier that separates the traffic. There's something that stops you driving over to the other side of the road, is 70 miles per hour. Just the same as on a motorway. Just the same as in a motorway. If you see this sign, that means national speed limit, and on a dual carriageway that means 70 miles per hour. On a single carriageway that means 60 miles per hour. Do I do this every Monday? I do this every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Your explanations are so helpful. That's what I aim them to be, and I'm always listening, I'm always hearing, and Lauren has just given me some great ideas of how I can make it even simpler, so thank you for that, Lauren. Okay, there are no speed limit signs on the road. How is a 30 mile per hour limit indicated? Is it by pedestrian islands, by street lighting, by hazard warning lines, by double or single yellow lines? So those of you who've seen my lesson, let's help all of those who have just joined, remembering that it's all in this course. Everything you're learning now is just a small part of what's in this course. So how will you know what the speed limit is if there's no signs on the road? How will you know it's 30 miles per hour? There's no signs to tell you. And everyone's getting this right, which I'm so pleased about. Well done, guys. By street lighting. If you've only just joined me, if there's no signs at all, but there's regular street lighting, that means the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Okay? That's just the rule. The street lighting is the sign. If there's regular street lighting and no signs, that means the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Great answers. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Chichidera, however you say that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm here teaching it to you. And I know you may not have seen the lesson a few minutes ago. You may have only just joined. What's the meaning of this sign? What's the meaning of this sign? Really, really important. Do you know this? And something I want to explain as well. Does this mean local speed limit applies, no waiting on the carriageway, national speed limit applies, or no entry for vehicles? Please, everyone, put your answer in, because I want to see if there's anybody getting it wrong, then I can explain it to you. Just give you a 2-second explanation. So we've got lots of C's. Anybody think anything other than C? Someone said local speed limit applies. National speed limit. Not sure. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you. You failed 3 times, Lily. You won't fail if you go through this course. I promise you, you won't fail if you go through this course. No, I don't mind if you take screenshots. That's absolutely fine. Your friends tested you. What a good friends you've got. Okay, so this sign means national speed limit. If you see this sign, it means you're allowed to drive the fastest for the type of road that you're on. If you're on a single carriageway road, that means you're allowed to drive up to 60 miles per hour. If you're on a dual carriageway road, that means you're allowed to drive up to 70 miles per hour if you see this sign. Local speed limit applies. That's not a sign. There's no sign that means local speed limit applies. Okay. No waiting on the carriageway is that one. And no entry is that one. A red circle sign means it's an order. It's a red circle. Don't do it. It's red. Red means don't do it. And no entry. It's got a white line going through it. So it's going, no, don't do it. Don't enter. Don't come down this road. Okay? So just do that to yourself. It'll help you to remember it. So what you were getting mixed up with, guys, was this one. No entry, national speed limit. Okay, so make yourself familiar with those two signs. National speed limit, no entry, white line, no entry. Does that make sense? Signs are for all vehicles, yes they are. Okay, so national speed limit applies is the answer to that question, and that is my Know Your Speed lesson. How was that? What is the national speed limit? I've just finished going through Know Your Speed. So I can't go through it again, I'm afraid, but it's all in this course, and it's either 60 or 70, depending on what type of road you're on. 60 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour in this country. That was my Know Your Speed. Let me know if that has helped you. If let me know if the way I've taught that has helped you to learn a little bit more about speed limits. Just let me know. Yeah, all road users follow the same signs. All vehicles follow the same signs. The national speed might be lower. The speed limit they're allowed to do will be lower, but they'll follow the same signs. Yeah, it's helped loads of people. That's fantastic. Now, it's a good idea to look at signs when you're going out and about, to look at them and imagine what they mean. Have a look at roads with no signs but regular street lighting. Have a look at those and you can think to yourself, yeah, I know this is 30 miles per hour. Because when there's signs telling you what the speed limit is, there'll be a sign at the start of the road and then smaller signs as you drive along. So you always know every few seconds as driving along, you'll know what the speed limit is on that road. If it's no signs, regular street lighting, it's 30 miles per hour. Have a look at that as you're driving around, and that will help to change this pass rate, because the pass rate is too low. The pass rate is only 47%. So the official repeaters, Robert, yeah. I was going to say it, then I didn't say it. So repeater signs are smaller signs to tell you, to remind you what the speed limit is on that road. The 53% of people are failing their theory test. That is far too high. A lot of people are getting in touch with me. I get emails and messages every single day, and I have done for many, many years now. I've done for many, many years now. I've had messages every single day from people who are failing and struggling to pass their theory test. How can I help them? And they're failing for so many different reasons. So many different reasons. Why do you think people are failing the theory test? There isn't necessarily a lower speed on a motorway, so I can't answer that question. But if you're driving too slowly and you cause an accident, they will take it into consideration. Okay? They'll take it into consideration if you're driving too slowly. Lack of practice. People are failing because of lack of practice. People are failing because it's confusing, because the question is a trick. They're not studying it enough. They're not reading questions well enough. That's a big reason, yeah. Not enough studying, absolutely. Is this you? Let me know if this is you. Because you have anxiety, because you have dyslexia, because you don't speak English as a first language. Put me if you're any of these. Because you find it confusing, because you have no motivation to study, because you're not understanding what you're studying, because you're doubting yourself, you don't have any confidence in yourself. Because you don't read very well, you don't like reading, you can't read, it's a language problem. You haven't really studied, your friends have told you it's super easy, just go and you'll fluke a pass. Just trying to remember answers without doing anything to make it stick. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Overthinking, that's a really big one, isn't it? Yeah, so many reasons why people are failing their theory test. And then failing, it becomes embarrassing and frustrating, doesn't it? You let me know, did you find it becomes embarrassing and frustrating? Or is it just that it's just a waste of time and a waste of money? All that £23 a time. Somebody, one of my first students of the theory was a gentleman whose wife said he's failed it 20 times. That means he's spent £460 on failing his theory test. That is way, way, way too much money. And he'd been driving with his wife as an accompanying driver for many, many years now, but he couldn't drive on his own. His wife had to stay alert and watch what he was doing all the time. Lily, it's not unusual. I have had a lot of people contact me over the years and say I've failed it 20 plus times. I don't get the plus number. I've only ever had 20. No one's ever said it's 21 or 25. I've had 5, 10, 15, 20 and more than 20 people have said to me. Then he couldn't book his driving test because he couldn't pass his theory test. Are you in the same situation? You're ready to take a driving test, but there's no way you can book it because you can't pass your theory test. Let me know if this is you. And this guy that failed 20 times, I'm sure after his first time he thought, well, all my friends have passed. I'll pass it next time. And after his second time, well, yeah, a couple of my friends took 2 or 3 times, so I will pass it. And after 5 times, he thought, oh, surely I've only failed by 1 or 2 marks. Surely I'm going to pass it soon. And every time he failed by 1 or 2 marks, time and time and time and time again. In fact, sometimes the results were getting worse because he was thinking, well, last time I failed, so maybe I've got to do something different this time. Doing something different means having somebody teaching you to pass, not just going through the same app again and again and again. Need somebody to teach you, somebody to help you understand. And that's why I created this theory test course, to help you understand. And I thought to myself, what can I put in it? And I put in worksheets and videos and fact lists and all the official questions provided by the DVSA. I put in case studies. I put in techniques for anxiety, techniques for answering questions, techniques for doing hazard perception tests. And I've put in games as well. So you will be 100% prepared to pass when you've been through my course. It's easier and better if someone teaches you. Of course it is. That's how we learn, by someone teaching us, by discussing it with somebody. Not just by saying the arm signal for left is that one. And you've got no way of memorising it. You need ways of memorising it and making it super easy for yourself. I've had over 5,000 passes so far and I'm only charging $34.99. That's all the course is. But let me show you what's in the course and then I'll tell you what the bonuses are, and then we'll answer some questions, and then we'll go into our next lesson, which is going to be all about hazard perception. Let me know who struggles with hazard perception and who wants to get better at it. So even if you don't struggle, do you want to get better at hazard perception? And shall I help you in a few minutes? And if we'll finish at 11, guys. So if it's helped lots of people with dyslexia. This course has. If I don't, I'll finish by 11. Is what I want to say, and we'll go over some questions and maybe some road signs. If I finish my lessons before then, so stay with me. Let me show you what's in my course. Let me show you why it's so great. It's got everything in it that you need, and if you go through it step by step, you will pass your theory test. Let me show you what's in theory test course so you can see and hear how you're going to get test ready and feel confident to take your theory test. I've covered every possible topic to help you master them all in a systematic way. There are 14 theory test topics in total. Let me go through the accidents topic so you know what's in every single lesson. You can download a worksheet if you want to and fill it in while you're watching the video tutorials. There are over 90 video tutorials in this course, so you're guaranteed to have all of the information that you need. When you've watched the tutorials, you can download a fact list, or you can listen to a fact list. Listening helps you to learn without even trying. Have you ever learned the words of a song? You find yourself singing along to a song just because you've listened to that song. That's why I've spent hours and hours creating and editing audio so you can listen and you can learn without even trying. Then you can have a go at all of the official DVSA questions for that topic, and then have a go at a mock test of 10 questions for that topic. You can go through all 14 topics in exactly the same way. You can do them all, or you can pick and choose which topics you do, and then have a look at multiple choice techniques. case studies and mock tests. I've specially devised 16 mock tests that cover every single question. You don't need to do hundreds of mock tests. Take these 16 tests and you know you've covered every single DVSA practice question. And then other things that guarantee you're going to be 100% test ready are hazard perception techniques. What happens on test day? I cover getting rid of your test anxiety, finishing the workshop, how to know you're test ready, and then games that make learning fun. So that's what's in my course. Everything that you could possibly need. Everyone learns a different way, says Jasmine, and you're absolutely right. And that's why I've put lots of different things in the course. So you can do it all. It's all about the money, not learning. I don't know what you mean by that. It's all about learning to pass your theory test. And this is a course to pass your theory test. And courses cost money. This theory test this live that I'm doing now, it does not cost money. Okay, so the free bonuses that you get are hazard perception course, hypnosis course, top 10 reasons for failing, top 20 hardest theory test questions. And if you sign up while I'm live, then you and that's all the bonuses that you get. Now, I know that my course is helping people. I know that I don't have any problem with people putting comments like that, because they don't know, they haven't joined this, they've just joined in, seen a little bit and put a negative comment. I don't mind that, that's absolutely fine. The free bonuses you get are worth £35. That's what you get. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help you absolutely free 5 times a week. So 15 hours I'll be on here giving you free content. If you need more content, you need to know what my course is all about. If you're going to be failing once, twice, 5 times, 15 times, this course will help you to not do that. You only pay for it once. You use it for as long as you need it. It's your course for you to use forever. So how long will it take you to do it? About 2 to 6 weeks, between 2 and 6 weeks normally. My pupils tend to take 2 or 3 weeks to go all the way through the course, and every single pupil passes with 49, 50 out of 50, something like that, because they go all the way through this course. You will very quickly see and hear how you will pass. When you sign up and when you start to go through the course, you will start to see how you're going to pass. I had somebody contact me last week, I think it was, I've got a slide in here somewhere, who said, I bought your course yesterday, I've done 5 hours of it, I've done 40% of it, and I already can see that I know I'm going to pass next week. I already feel so much more confident. Then the next week that young man got in touch with me and said, I've passed with 100%. I've got 50 out of 50. I've got that slide in here somewhere, but it's not here. Sarah Finn, the price is all there. It's $34.99. The price of one single 1 hour driving lesson. That's all it is. The price of one single 1 hour driving lesson. And it's got everything in it that you could possibly need to pass your theory test. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Okay, so some positive comments from my course, and if you want to learn how to pass your theory test, then you have a look at these comments. I passed my theory 6th time after buying your course on the 19th of September. I passed my theory test yesterday after a failed 13 attempts and through your course. How can you have a 100% pass rate? I've never, ever claimed to have a 100% pass rate. But I can tell you that 100% of people, every single person that's gone through the whole course has passed. Every single person. Some people buy the course and don't do it. So how can they have a 100% pass rate? Nobody can guarantee you. Nobody can guarantee you're going to pass, but there's nobody who's done the whole course that has failed, because that wouldn't happen, because you would get extra help to understand properly before you've done it. And when I said to people, okay, well, send me your worksheets, let me see what you've done, let me see your results, they haven't done the whole course. Nobody has. You don't know how to revise? Go through this course and it will help you to pass. I promise you that. If you think that any of my lessons and explanations have helped you today, that's what I do throughout for the whole of the theory test. Now it's time to ask Annie. So let's see if we've got any questions in the question box. Love the live, says Smokey. Thank you. What speed on 2 road going onto 1 road? Well, if you looked at my know your speed, what's a speed going on? It's not how I would word it. Let's have a look. What's the speed on 2 road going on to 1 road? That would not be a question, 2 road and 1 road. But from a dual carriageway onto a single carriageway, it would be the national speed limit, wouldn't it? If the road, if it was a national speed limit road, and you're on a dual carriageway, it'd be 70. When you went onto a single carriageway, it'd be 60. So that's if you know your speed limits, then you would understand the answer to the question. Just going through your course, it's great, says Ellen Louise. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I pay for the whole. I don't know. I can't see what that says. There is not a fast lane on the motorway. Is there? Of course, there's not a fast lane on the motorway. What's the speed limit on a motorway, guys? What's the speed limit on a motorway? Does anybody know? Raz, I've covered that this morning already. The difference between a single and a dual carriageway road, I've already covered that today. The speed limit on a motorway is 70 miles per hour. Is that in lane 1, lane 2 or lane 3? Is that in lane 1? It's 70 miles per hour on a motorway. Is that in lane 1 or in lane 2 or in all of them? It's in all of them. It's in all of them. Okay, so there can't be a fast lane and a slow lane. It's in all of the lanes. There's lanes for left lane is for driving in, middle and right lanes are for overtaking. If you're continually overtaking, you will be continually in the middle or the right hand lane, wouldn't you? You can buy the course by clicking on this link, and I know it will help you pass, and you will only pay the price of one single 1 hour driving lesson. Let us move on to another question and my 3-click technique, which is free content, free help, so that you can learn much more about your hazard perception and possibly pass your hazard perception using this technique. You've done your theory 4 times, so got it. Any advice? Yeah, that's what I'm doing here now. You can watch these live. I'll be live 5 times a week. I'll be live 5 times a week, giving you free content, free help, free tips and advice, 3 free questions we'll go through, and that is when I'm live this week. And if you need more help, if you want a course that will take you all the way through all of the theory, then this course will definitely help you. Let me tell you who I am. You tell me where you're watching me from. Where are you in the country? Let me know where you are in the country. If I bought my test for 26th of February, if I bought your workshop, would I pass in that time range? Yes, you've got plenty of time. You've got plenty of time. You've got 4 weeks, haven't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you've got plenty of time to go through the course. Most people take 2 or 3 weeks to go through it. Loads of different places people are coming from. Let's go through a question. Let me tell you who I am. My name is Annie. I'm a driving instructor. I'm a driving instructor trainer. I'm a theory test expert. I've created a course to help you pass your theory test and to help you to be more confident to pass it. There's all kinds of stuff in the course. So let's go through a question with you. And so keep putting comments in. Where are you watching me from? It's fantastic to see. Okay, I want you to understand this question, because so many people don't understand it. So many people just memorise the answer and then get it wrong in the actual test when it's worded differently. You are turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? Stop and apply the handbrake, then select a low gear. Position your vehicle well to the left of the side road. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Make sure you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. So just picture this. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. You're going to drive onto a dual carriageway. What should you do first? I'll leave it another few seconds for you to put your answers in. Cool. So let's go through it right now. So you're turning onto a dual carriageway. It's really important in this question. First of all, for those of you, thanks for watching, Jack. For those of you who have got this, who think you got the answer right, have you memorised it, or do you understand properly? Just let me know. Have you memorised or do you understand properly? Just put some answers in the comments. You pictured it, that's good. You're guessing, you memorised. You just guessed it, you memorised. Yes. Now what I want you to do, because when you go to your theory test, they may ask you the same questions, similar questions, but asked in a different type of way. And I want you to properly understand it. Okay, I want you to properly understand, not just memorise this question and answer, which you will see on all the apps, all the good apps that have the latest information will all have this particular question. But I want you to understand it properly, not just memorise it. So the first thing you need to know is, what is a dual carriageway? And a dual carriageway is a road that has some kind of physical barrier that separates the roads. It's got two separate roads, two separate carriageways, and there's a barrier in the middle that stops you driving from one carriageway over to the other carriageway. Does that make sense? It's called a central reservation. The centre bit is called a central reservation, and that's anything that stops you driving from this road over to this road. So it could be a grass verge, a metal fence, a wall, a high curb, anything that stops you driving over. If it's got that, then it's a dual carriageway. It doesn't matter how many lanes you've got. A dual carriageway might have one lane, a dual carriageway might have 2 lanes, a dual carriageway might have 3 lanes. Does that make sense what a dual carriageway actually is? Let me know. Just put a yes in the comments if that makes sense of what a dual carriageway actually is. Fantastic. So a single carriageway can have 1 lane, a single carriageway can have 2 lanes. I just want you to know the difference. Look at this road here. This side of the road has 2 lanes. It's a single carriageway with 2 lanes. There's only lines on the road that separate the carriageways. You could drive over those. That means it's a single carriageway road. Does that make sense? A dual carriageway has a barrier that stops you driving from one carriageway to the other carriageway. A single carriageway just has lines painted on the road, and it could be 1 or 2 lanes. That makes sense. Fantastic. Cool. Okay, so look at this picture. This is a typical sort of theory test image for you. This is showing you a dual carriageway with a central reservation. Go to here. Yeah, with a central. So if you are the red car here, you're the red car and you want to turn right to come into this road here. So you're a car turning right at a dual carriageway. Can you see that? A car turning right at a dual carriageway. And what that red car would normally do, if it could, it would wait until the yellow car has gone past, and then it would drive into the central reservation. And then it would wait for traffic to clear from this side, and it would drive into the new road. Does that make sense? That's what the red car would normally do. That's how it would normally turn right. Does that, let me know, does that make sense to you? A lot of sense. That's fantastic. That's awesome. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. Brilliant. Okay, so let's come back to the red car waiting now. Let's take it back. What if the red car is towing a caravan or a trailer? What if the red car is a really, really long car? What if the central reservation is really, really narrow. It's really small and you wouldn't fit in it. You can't drive, look at this one here, you can't drive and wait in this gap because you're going to be sticking out into the carriageway. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If your car is too big, or if the central reservation is too small, you can't go wait in there. I know this is all obvious, but this is what the question is all about. What you would have to do is wait. Look where the red car is now. You'd have to wait and look both ways. Thank you, Caitlin. You'd have to wait until traffic is clear in both directions before turning. That's what you'd have to do. Oh my gosh, people are so rude. I bet family are very proud of you. Okay, wait until traffic is clear in both directions before turning into the new road. Does that make sense? I actually love the fact that I wear glasses. I absolutely love them. I couldn't wait to wear them. You have to wait till the traffic is clear in both directions before turning. Does that make sense? You've moved to them. Yeah, let me know. Does that make sense? Give me a yes if that makes sense to you. I know it's probably just a child. I know, but it's yeah, just amuses me. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. That's awesome. So it's really, really incredibly important that you check how wide that central reservation is before going into it. That is super important. You don't want to think about that after you've passed your test. You want to think about that now, before you're ever in that situation. How big is that central reservation? Can I fit into it? And don't think to yourself, the car in front of me that went before me, they fitted into it, but that's a smart car and I've got a really big estate car. Okay, so back to the question. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? Should you stop and apply the handbrake, then select a low gear? Should you position your vehicle well to the left of the side road? Should you check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle? Should you make sure you leave enough room for a vehicle behind? Now put your answers in again, and if you're even more sure, if I've helped, hi Alfie, how are you? If I've helped you to answer this question, I've helped you to answer it in lots of different ways because you properly understand now, then please double tap the screen and let me know. I always want to know that I'm helping people or I'm not helping people. Even more sure with the explanation. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you. You understand, says Tucker well. Thank you. And Lisa Noble, that's very colourful. Absolutely, says Bushy. Brilliant. That's what I want. I want to know that you not only know the answer, but you properly understand, because memorising an answer is not going to keep you safe when you're driving along. Because you want to be thinking about your theory test. With explanation 100%, make sure it makes sense. Let's get up. Fantastic. Brilliant. What do I mean by central reservation being wide enough? Kenny, have you not seen the whole of it? What I mean is, let me go back to this picture here. Look at this central reservation here. If it's only that big and your car's that long, you won't fit in it. Okay, you won't fit into it. If the central reservation is that wide and your car is that wide, then you would fit into it. Okay, that's what I mean by check how wide the central reservation is. So the answer there is C. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Have you now got much, much, much more understanding? Let me know. You only just joined, so you missed it. So yeah, I know people are joining and leaving all the time, so it's really hard. But this will be on YouTube later, so you'll be able to watch it. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me tell you who I am, and then we're going to move on to hazard perception. Love this because this will really help you to understand the hazard perception much, much easier, help you to score much more. I've purchased your course. Would that be enough to pass? Hannah B, did you not purchase it through the live? It's definitely enough to pass. The course is all you need. The bonuses are what TikTok asked me to put in. They said, will you put some bonuses in to help? So I did that. But the course is enough. and the hazard perception, you've got it in the course anyway, so it's definitely enough. Let me know if you're not understanding something though. Go through everything and then get in touch with me if you're not understanding anything. Is this your first time watching me? Who's seen me before? You purchased through the link, so you should have bonuses as well. You'll have the bonuses as well if you go back to your original email. Loving these lives, says Bushy, thank you. Is this your first time watching me, or have you seen me before? Is this your first time, or have you seen me before? First time, we're back again. Love it. Oh, thank you so much. A week now, yes. Always try to watch, says Tokawa Girl. Is your hair naturally curly? It's a funny question. Yes. I don't curl my hair now. I couldn't bother with that. You have the course. Oh, so you've seen before. Awesome. So yeah, the bonuses are a hazard perception course and a hypnosis course and 2 free ebooks. That's the bonuses you get if you sign up while I'm live. I'm live until 11 a.m. this morning. So lots of people see me before, but some people it's your first time watching me. So let me tell you who I am, then we'll move on to the next lesson. Thank you, Ruben Hurst. We're all here to learn, absolutely. I'm an ADI. My name is Annie. I'm an ADI, which means I'm an approved driving instructor. I'm a grade A driving instructor, and I have been for about 10 years now. I'm also an audit instructor trainer. That means I'm on the official register for driving instructor trainers, and I train people to become driving instructors, obviously. I'm also a theory test expert. I became a theory test expert because through my social media accounts, lots of people were telling me I struggle with the theory test. I'm not passing, I'm not learning, I'm not understanding. I've failed it 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, more than 20 times. I don't speak English very well. I don't read very well. I have dyslexia. I have learning difficulties. I'm a nurse, but I still can't pass. I'm working as a businessman, but I still can't pass. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So I became a theory test expert so I could help lots of people. And then I created this course. I call it Theory Test Course. And for Theory Test Course, I've been awarded the most innovative driving school. My driving school is called Spot On Driving. I'm based in Cheshire, Knutsford and Northwich in Cheshire. And for my driving school, I have been awarded Superior Achievement and Excellence. That's my certificate right there. Again, I'm really, really proud. I don't struggle with driving. I do with the theory. That is so many people. And that's why I created this course, so I could help you. And I'm really proud of this course. I'm really proud of what it's got in it to help people. And it also includes official DVSA content. The DVSA have looked at my course and they've given me all the official DVSA practice questions. And I'm really incredibly proud of that. And even more proud of comments, emails that I get, like this one here, that says, I passed today after I purchased your theory test course a week ago. After trying to pass for over 10 years, I passed within just a week of learning with you. And that's an email that I received recently about my course. There's another one here, passed my theory a couple of days ago. Thanks to your test buddy course. Thanks so much. And here from Ferry Beery, just wanted to let you know I passed today. If it wasn't for your course, I would never have done it. Your course explains things clearly and calmly. You have the magical ability to boost confidence in people, and for that I thank you. So awesome comments from people that have taken and passed using this course. This person says, I still got a lot of the course left, but passed my theory. Wanted to say thank you. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without your course. This person didn't even complete the course. I don't recommend that, but that's what this person did, and they still went on and passed. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you can click on the link. It's slow. Yeah, click on the link that I've just pinned below. You can click on that link to buy my theory test course. You can also click on the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This lesson will be in my YouTube account, and all the lessons I do this week will be in my YouTube account as well to help you. So proud of my course, proud that the DVSA like my course. I live in Northwich. Do you do automatic lessons? Yes, we do automatic lessons in Northwich. Good idea to contact me. So email me or text me. I bought the course, now what can I do? After that, you need to go through the course. If you bought the course, you'll have an email. The email will give you a link to go to your courses. Go to your courses, log into the website, and then go to theory test course, go to the introduction. It's as simple as that. Go to the introduction, watch the introduction, then go to the next then go to the next section. Print out the worksheet if you want to. Watch the video tutorials. Listen to the fact list. Go through all of the questions for that topic. Do the mock test for that topic. When you've got all of those correct, go on to the next topic. That's all you do. Go step by step and you will pass. Let's go over the 3-click technique. Let me just pin that again for you for the people that are asking me. Do you have to take into account the new highway codes? No, nothing's changed. The theory test hasn't changed. When it's changed, I will let you know. When it's changed, I will let you know. If you want to contact me for driving, you're best to Google Spot On Driving School in Knutsford or Northwich. I'm not going to give my contact details out here because I have hundreds of emails coming in from other people. Okay, so if it's for driving lessons, then please Google Spot On Driving School and you'll see Spot On with this green spot here. You'll find me. Why is your course better than others? What other courses 369 are you talking about? Let me know what other courses are you talking about and I'll let you know. But it's got to be your opinion, not mine. I'll tell you why I think mine is great. But I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. But I don't think there are very many courses out there. Okay, so let's look at my 3-click technique to help you with the hazard perception test. What you need to know is that you're looking for moving hazards. Just put yes if you understand that you're looking for moving hazards. Just let me know that you understand you're looking for things that are moving, that are going to make you stop, swerve or slow down. Just let me know that you understand that. You're looking for things that are moving, that are going to make you stop, swerve or slow down. Fantastic. What kind of things are you looking for? Let me know, what kind of things are you looking for? What do you think? You're looking for people. Anything else? You're looking for vehicles. Good. Anything else? Children. Brilliant. Animals. Yeah. Cars. Yeah. Bikes. Brilliant. You're looking for things like dogs and cyclists and farm animals, motorcyclists, tractors, children. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to score for. You're looking for a developing hazard, for something that's going to make you stop, swerve or slow down. So you need to spot it early enough. So is this a sign a developing hazard? Would you click for this sign? Put yes or no in the comments. Put yes or no in the comments. Would you click for this sign? Okay, so this sign is telling you that there's a dip in the road ahead. And a dip in the road ahead means the road is going flat, then it's going down and up again and then flat again. And you don't know what's in this dip. But at the moment, there is no hazard. At the moment, there's nothing happening. If you click for this sign and then you click for a junction and then you click for a roundabout, then you click for a sign that says there's going to be a sharp bend, then you click for a sign that says there's going to be a crossroads, you'll find that you can fail your test. At the moment, there's no hazard. What should you do because you've seen this sign? What you shouldn't be clicking. What should you be doing? Because you've seen this sign, what should you be doing as a driver? What should you be doing in your hazard perception test? You should be slowing down. Yes, you should be slowing down. And while you're slowing down, you're looking to see if there's any hazard. You might see car lights. You might get a glimpse of something showing you there's going to be a hazard. But the sign isn't the hazard. Does that make sense? Let me know. The sign isn't the hazard. You're now looking for a hazard. You should check your mirrors and ease off the gas pedal, looking out for what is going to be the hazard. But the sign isn't it. The sign is just warning you of what kind of hazard that might be happening. Okay, so now you know what you're looking for. It makes sense, people are saying. Now you know what you're looking for. The next thing you need to know is what you're going to score. If you click too early, you'll score 0. If you click at exactly the right time that they want you to click, you'll score 5. A little bit later, you'll score 4. A little bit later, you'll score 3. If it's a little bit later, you'll score 2. A little bit later, you'll score 1. And too late, you'll score 0. Does that make sense? Put a Y for yes if that makes sense. Remember, this course has got all about hazard perception in it, but you get a hazard perception course absolutely free as well. Does all that make sense? How are you going to score for each hazard? Brilliant. Yay. Awesome. Okay. The pass mark for the hazard perception test is 44 out of 75. And you're going to be looking for 15 hazards. There are 14 clips and there are 15 hazards. 14 clips, 15 hazards. So if you scored 3 for each hazard, you would score 45. Remember, the pass mark is 44. You would score 45 if you scored 3 for every hazard. So if you're scoring 3 or 4, that's good enough. Does that make sense? If you're scoring 3s or 4s, that's good enough. Let me know if that makes sense, because you don't need to be scoring 5 out of 5 for every clip. 3 or 4 is good enough. Say that out loud. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's talk about how the DVSA score you. Let's go through a clip and see how they would actually score you. Keep those likes coming up the screen, guys. And if you want to have a look at my course, then click on the, while I'm doing this, click on the link that I've pinned. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, then click on the link that I've pinned as well. So the DVSA score you. Now look at this picture here. They're showing you there are 2 lanes. It's night time, it's dark. You're on a dual carriageway and you're driving in the right-hand lane with a car in front of you and a motorbike in the left-hand lane. Awesome, Josie. And there's a sign in the left-hand lane, and the sign says that the left-hand lane is going to close soon. If you click now, you'll score 0. It's too early. There's nothing happening yet. It's too early. Does that make sense? Put some yeses if that makes sense. That if you click now, it's too early. What do you think that motorbike rider is going to do in a minute? What's that motorbike rider going to do? Probably. Can't be 100% certain of anything, can we? Thanks for the like, Selfie. It's going to pull in, isn't he? It's going to move. It's going to move in front of you. It's going to move into the right-hand lane because the left-hand lane's closing. Thank you, Holly Ben. Ben, I can't see the rest of it. Thank you, DCT, for those likes, those gifts. Thank you so much. Okay, so the motorbike is going to move, but he isn't yet. If you click now, you score 0. If you click now, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, but just be aware that you might not be scoring. And in this situation, you wouldn't be. Now the motorbike rider has just started to signal. If you click now, you score 5. Can you see why it's a good idea to click more than once? Yeah, click more than once. Alfie said I had one similar to this on my theory and I clicked a bit too early. That's why it's a good idea to click more than once, okay? If you click now, you'll score 5. If you click now, a little bit later, you score 4. Remember, 3 and 4 are good enough. If you click now, the motorbike has started to lean across and move across to your lane. If you click now for the first time, you'd score 3. But 3 and 4 is good enough. But if you left it till now, when the motorbike is quite close to your lane, it's getting a bit late. You'd only score 2. Now he's almost in your lane. If you click now, you score 1. And now he's crossed the lines. If you click now, you wouldn't score, you'd score 0. Does all that make sense? But don't worry about clicking too early, because you don't only click once, you click a few times. So don't worry about clicking too early, just make sure you click a few times. But that makes sense. Fantastic. So you'll do really, really well on your hazard perception if you follow this technique. So much more help in my hazard perception course that you would get free if you signed up, but this is going to help a lot of people. So let's go through the clicking. Remember, I've just said to you, you don't only click once. If you click too early, you'll score 0. If you've spotted the hazard but it's before the scoring window, you will score 0. Let's go through the clicking. So here we've got a situation where you're driving along, you're watching this video as if you are the driver in the car, and you notice there's a bicycle coming out of the left junction and is cycling quite fast towards the end of the road. Can you see that? That's click number 1. Is cycling quite fast, and you think, oh no, it's going to make me stop or swerve or slow down. It's going to pop right out in front of me. It's going to make me stop, swerve, slow down. That's click number 1. Does that make sense? I want loads and loads of yeses to come in, or Y's for yeses to come in now. Loads of them to come in now, because I'm helping you guys. That makes sense. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in. Remember, this is an interactive lesson. I need you to join in. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself. You make it so much easier. That's what I intend to do, checks. Okay, if he stops before the end of the road, don't worry about it. Don't click again if he stops. Just look out for the next hazard. But don't, as soon as you see him, don't go click, 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 click. Don't do that. Just click once and then check if he is going to pop out in front of you. Yes, of course you can, Gemma. If he does pop out in front of you, that's click number 2. Okay, click number 2. And now I know he's going to pop out in front of me. And when he's all the way in front of you, that's click number 3. One more click for luck is click number 3. Don't worry about how many times you're going to click. Just don't click hundreds of times, okay? As long as you're clicking for the actual hazard, not for signs, not for stuff that's not happening. Don't go click, 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 because that will send you a fail. Okay, so you're probably looking about 10 clicks, but there isn't a particular number. I don't want to give you a number. There isn't one. If you click and then click again and then click again, then you'll be absolutely fine. So 3, 4, 5 times for every hazard. Let's go through another one. You're driving along. You notice junctions on both sides of you. There's nothing coming out of this one, but you can see a learner car coming out of this one and is driving like that, kangarooing along. Who's ever done that? Kangarooing along, okay? And you think, oh my goodness, he's going to pop out in front of me. That's click number 1. That makes sense? If he stops before the end of the road and doesn't pop out in front of you, just pretend you haven't clicked. Ignore that click. That's you still, is it, Alfie? Ignore that click and carry on looking for the next hazard. But if he does pop out in front of you, that's click number 2. It's all the way in front of you. That's click number 2. And then click number 3, one more click for luck. That's 3 clicks, at least 3 clicks for every hazard. Then if you click too early, it doesn't matter. You're still going to score. Don't click in a pattern. Don't click all the way through your hazard perception clip. And don't go click, 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 click. Okay, don't do that, because then that can possibly lead to a failure of that clip. This video is in the course, yes. The videos that are in this video, this particular video, is in all the good apps, because we are being given the videos by the DVSA. They give us the questions, they give us the videos. All the practice questions are the same, but my course has tutorials to teach you, not just questions. So I've told you then what you're looking for. I've told you how the DVSA score you, and I've told you a clicking technique. Let's just recap. So what are you looking for in your hazard perception clips? What are you looking for? Although when you're driving and in your hazard perception, you're looking for everything. What are you going to score on? Is it going to be moving hazards like these ones, or stationary hazards like these ones, A or B? Loads if you're getting the answer right there. Yeah, brilliant. We'll do that in a second. Okay, so let's just recap what you're looking for, because this will really, really help you. Let's just say you're driving along and it's a rural road, a country road, and there's fields either side of you. And you can see a trail, 2 trails of mud on the road. And those trails of mud are going down the road, and then they turn and go into a field. Those trails of mud turn and go into a field. As you're driving along, what kind of hazard should you expect to happen? Tez Allen 1's got it. What kind of hazard? And April, what are you expecting? Cushell. What kind of hazard? Tucker World, yeah. Oh, look, yeah. Okay, so if you've seen those trails of mud go into the field, you should expect that those trails of mud have been caused by a tractor, and that tractor may come out in front of you. Brilliant, because the trails of mud are being caused by the tractor. Fantastic, guys, well done. So if you're driving along and a tractor pulls out in front of you, you shouldn't be surprised, because you should be expecting it. The trail of mud is a clue as to what you should be expecting to happen. Does that make sense? Yay, fantastic. Okay, let's do another scenario. You're driving along and it's 3:30 on a weekday, on a Monday. Let's say it's 3:30 on a Monday. There's a school close by. What should you be expecting? It's 3:30 on a Monday, and there's a school close by. You should be expecting children? Absolutely, absolutely. Even if the school doesn't let out until 3:45, people are going to collect their children from school with their younger children, aren't they? Absolutely. Children crossing the road in front of you. Let's do one more. If you're driving down a road with loads of parked cars, what should you be expecting to happen? So the parked car isn't the hazard for your hazard perception, but what should you be expecting? So kids to run out from between the parked cars, people, someone to pull out, so to start driving away, absolutely. A pedestrian stepping in between them, car door opening. Brilliant, brilliant answers. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone to pop out behind the parked cars, a bicycle wheel popping out from between the parked cars. Yeah. Exactly. So you've seen the parked cars. They are the clue that this might be happening. Dogs and cats running out. Absolutely. Brilliant. Brilliant. So you've got a clue. If you see a dog that's not on a lead, so you really want to look at that dog and is it on a lead? How is it behaving? There's a dog and it's not on a lead, and you see a cat across the road. What might you expect to happen? There's a dog, it's not on a lead, and there's a cat across the road. You might run out. Absolutely, absolutely. There are clues if we look at them, if we look for them. Okay, there's clues if we look. Chaos. It could possibly be. Oh, what kind of chaos did I come across? I noticed with a learner driver, and we noticed there was a fox hunt when we lived in Dorset. But one of the hounds was a naughty hound, and it just stayed in the road, running around crazy, running around all the cars. It didn't join all the other dogs on the hunt, chasing the whatever it was chasing. Okay, so it got clues as to what's happening. You should be looking and scanning and thinking what, and had to be put to sleep. Is that right? Is that right? It was a very naughty dog. He was there for a long time, causing havoc. Anyway, I've told you we've gone through what you're looking for. We've gone through what the maximum score for a hazard is. The maximum score for a hazard is 5. The most you can score is 5, but if you're scoring 4 or 3, that's good enough. Give me a high five if that makes sense. The most you can score is 5. But if you're scoring 4s and 3s in your practice, that's good enough. Oh, you was going to drop that then. Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you, Holly Bennett. Is it Bennett? I missed it last time. Thank you for the likes, Alfie. Holly Bennett. Thank you, Holly Bennett. So much appreciate it. I'm glad I can be here helping you guys. Okay. So, how many clicks are in my technique? I've said thank you, Craig Fisher. I've said don't only click once. Make sure you're clicking more than once, because if you click too early, you might have spotted the hazard way too early and not be scoring. That's what happens if you practice loads. You can think, I've seen that hazard, I'll click, but it's too early. So make sure you have a technique where you're clicking more than once, yeah, and you're clicking 3 times. It's a 3-click technique. Fantastic, guys, well done. Is it okay to click more than 3 times? Put a yes or a no. I want to know if you've understood or any misconceptions. Is it okay to click more than 3 times? Sports organisation says yes. User says yes. 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 It's okay, says Caval. Yes, says Sarah Jane. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's okay to click more than 3 times. You can click 4 times, you can click 5 times, you could click 6 or 7 times, so long as you're clicking for the hazard. So long as you're clicking for that hazard. But don't click loads and loads and loads of times. Don't click frantically. Click, 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 click. Don't do that. Okay, and don't click for things like signs and road markings and junctions, because you're clicking for the wrong things. You click far too much and you'll score 0. Does that help anybody? That's my 3-click technique. That's my hazard perception technique, incorporating my 3-click technique. Does that help anybody? Double tap the screen maybe if it's helped you. Let me know, has that technique helped anybody? Be really useful for me to know. Yeah, it has. Of course it has. There's some people. Yes, thank you. That's awesome. Now you can don't worry if you missed it. I will post this video, recording, onto my YouTube channel. Hopefully it'll be there by tonight. But everything I do this week will be on my YouTube channel this week, and I will put in a timing of when I talk about each thing. So it will say something like 2 hours 15 minutes 3-click technique. Okay, tap the screen, everybody. That'd be awesome. Thank you. Thank you. It's Hannah. Thank you so much. So I wanted you to understand this. I want you to understand questions. I want you to understand how to answer questions, and I want you to understand the questions that people really struggle with. And this person found that my YouTube channel, click on this link and you can subscribe right there. This link is not only to buy my course, it's to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this person was passing the questions with full marks but kept failing the hazard perception, and the more this person practiced, the kind of worse he was doing. And then he took my hazard perception course, the course that you're going to get for free when you sign up for my course. You get this for free. And he said, I'm completely over the moon. It's like you managed to switch on a light inside my head. This sudden understanding of how to do the hazard perception. And I wanted to give you some of that. Some of what's in my course I've given you for free today to help you guys. And that's my thing hasn't updated. That's fine. My course hasn't updated from this morning. So what I'm going to do is going to go back to this. There you go. And slideshow, presenter view. There you go. And why have I included this? Because it's going to help you. I want that light to switch on inside your head. I want you to be super sure about what you're looking for and when to click, and not to click frantically. Oh, you like my dog, April? Thank you. This is when I'm live this week. This is when I'm live this week, because I want to help you to get test ready, and I want to show you what's in my course if you need even more help. And because there's 1.9 million tests taken, that means there's 879,000 people passing, 47% pass rate. That means 53% of people are failing. 53% of people are failing their theory test for all kinds of reasons. Listen, if you follow me on TikTok, you can see exactly when I'm live. Exactly. If you follow me on TikTok, click on the notification bell. But there is a notification telling you when my next live is, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Okay, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. But follow me on TikTok; it'll all be there for you. So why are people failing the theory test? Is this you? People are failing the theory test because they don't study, they can't study, they don't know how to study, they don't understand the studying. But on me, if this is you, they have dyslexia, they don't speak English as a first language, they have no time, they have no motivation, they have anxiety, they don't trust themselves. People are telling them what to do and they don't do it. They're using old material. People are always asking me about stuff that doesn't even exist in the theory test anymore. People are getting confused and concerned at the new highway code rules. What do I need to do about the theory test? Nothing. There's nothing changed at the moment. These rules only came in yesterday and nothing much would change anyway. Nothing much would change in the theory test anyway, because everything, all the rules are what they're been telling us to do and advising we do for years anyway. Apart from allowing pedestrians to cross who are waiting to cross the road. That's the only change. That's the only thing that I will be teaching differently in my driving lessons to what I've already taught for the last 10 years. So they find failing then embarrassing. Who finds failing embarrassing? If you have to tell people again and again and again that I've failed my theory test again, and I know these people are passing but I just can't seem to do it, it's frustrating then, isn't it? Because you feel you've done everything you should do. Now I've had a few people get in touch with me saying, what do I do here? But it's not my course they're asking me about. I can't explain what you do on other people's materials. If you're using my course, only use my course. My course has got all the questions, all the answers, all the hints, all the videos, all the techniques. You don't need anything else. So don't go through other people's stuff. Okay, so just go through my stuff. If you're showing me other people's stuff, I can't answer your questions. The course is, they find that, I'll put it there for you, they're finding that it's a waste of time. I mean, how much time to get to the test centre, take your test, wait for your results and travel back home again? How much of a waste of time is that? Do you find it a waste of time? Let me know. Do you find it a waste of time? And the waste of money, because £23 a time, how much have you spent? Let me know, guys. How much have you spent, or how many times have you taken and failed the theory test? Just let me know if it's you and you have done that. And how many times? Because I don't want you wasting your money. I want you to be able to go for it. Spend this $34.99 to really invest in yourself. Invest in your driving, because theory test course will help you pass your theory test. Theory test course will help you pass your driving test, and theory test course will help you to be a better and safer driver and make safer decisions because you properly understand. You're not just guessing at answers, then going, yeah, I got that one right. Like, what's the traffic light sequence? And you get it right, but you've just guessed because it's a 1 in 4 answer, and you know that one answer is completely wrong, so you've just guessed it. And you need to know the routines. You need to know what each light means. It will help you. This course will definitely help you to pass and go through everything with you. But what I'm advising you, because some people on here, is don't use my course and then use other stuff and then ask me about the other stuff, because I can't help you with that. You can use other stuff if you want to, of course you can. Should you buy it again? Have you already bought it, Mirif? If you've already bought this, then don't buy it again. Absolutely not. You only buy it once. If you bought it many, many months ago, you need to get in touch with these people and ask them to re-enroll you. It's set up now so you have lifetime access. No, you don't need to revise the new highway code rules. No, everything you need to revise is in theory test course. Just stick to one course. I recommend this one. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I think sometimes people have something to revise in and dip into mine and go back to the original one. And it's not altogether bad, but you can't then ask me about the one that you're struggling with. I can't help with that. I can only help you with mine. Just stick to one course. It makes things simpler, doesn't it? What is that makes your course different to the others? I've been asked that already, Aidan. What other courses are you talking about? I know of one other course that has 1 or 2 video tutorials and a short quiz. Mine has 90 tutorials, worksheets, facts lists, all the official questions, a quiz for every topic, full mock tests, anxiety techniques, test question techniques, hazard perception techniques, games. I don't know any other course that has all that. That's why it's much better, because it has everything in it that you need. It's okay, no, I'm happy for you to ask. I'm really, really happy for you to ask. And sometimes I'm wondering if people are asking me about a particular other course, because there aren't many courses out there. That's why I've done it. There is not much out there to help you guys, and that's why I'm telling you that this exists for you. I've spent thousands of hours and hours. I spent years creating this, and years finding out what you struggle with, and years creating techniques. I'm still creating techniques and giving them to you in these live theory lessons. I'm wondering, why do people not understand this? Why do you not understand arm signals, for example? Okay, I need to break it down even further, and I have done, haven't I? Who agrees that I've broken arm signals down so it makes it super easy for you? Thank you, Fat Man Harry. Fat Man Harry. Who's seen my arm signals lesson today and agrees that I've broken it down so much that you can't possibly not understand it? Yeah, I have done. And that's what I do, and find out, why don't you still understand it? What is it that means you don't understand it? And I want to break it down so I make it super easy for you. I have to realise why, because you know stuff, I know stuff, we all know different stuff, but why doesn't somebody not understand that? Oh yeah, now I know why. Now I will help. Now I will help that person. If you've bought the course, go onto the course, go onto the introduction and work your way through it. That's all there is to it. Look for your email and go onto introduction and work your way through the course. Don't confuse it. You can have it as well if you can't. I don't drive, but I like your teaching. It helps. Thank you. That's there's all kinds of stuff in this course to help all kinds of learners. I want to teach you to pass your theory test. What particular question? When I ask this question, people give me topics. They say, I struggle with signs. That's 133 questions. I struggle with documents. That's a lot of questions. What particular question do you always get wrong? What particular question do you always struggle with? Let me know, because I'm always, when I have time, I'm always wanting to create more and more lessons. And I created, you know who you are, I created my my arm signals for somebody who's on here, and I found that it's really helped loads of people. So thank you for asking me the question, because loads and loads of people are I've struggled with that. the way they word the speeding ones. I've covered speed today, and if you understood all your speed limits, then you would understand all the speed questions, because they're actually really easy. But you need to try and understand speed limits, not understand the questions. When you understand speed limits, the questions will be really, really easy, okay? So that's what you need to do, understand speed limits. Watch this live and go to my Know Your Speed section and watch that, and then you'll understand speed limits. It'll be on YouTube by tonight, I hope, or tomorrow morning. So our creative theory test course, like I said, passed on Friday. La Bia, awesome. The mix of numbers and words confused me because of my dyslexia. The mix of numbers and words. What do you mean, the mix of numbers and words? You'll have to tell me what specific question that is, because I don't know what time will it be on. I don't know, Bushy. I don't know. I've got to go to work. I've got a meeting. I've got to go out and fix my new laptop's broken. I've got lots to do today. So as soon as I can. In the mile per hour speed ones. Oh, I see. Watch my Know Your Speed lesson on YouTube, and it will help you. If you do struggle with wording of questions, because there's sometimes put words in that we don't really use, do you find that, guys, they put words in that we actually don't use in day-to-day language? Not Caden. Do you find some of the questions are words in that we don't use in everyday language? Sometimes you can just get those because they think, oh, that's the words that they're using. And I try to use them, or do use them in these lives. But if you really, really, really struggle, then a one-to-one is what you need, because Chris will help you. So if you really, really struggle, go to testbuddy.app/contact and ask for a one-to-one. They'll put you in touch with Chris, who is an awesome one-to-one theory instructor. So my course has got worksheets, video tutorials, fact lists, all that stuff to help you learn. I don't know another course that has that, but I'm not saying that none does. I'm just saying I don't know. I've never heard of another course that has all that stuff. And then all the official questions given to me by the DVSA, and then how to do case studies and practice case studies, and anxiety techniques, test question techniques, hazard perception techniques, and then it's got games, all that stuff to help you, so you will be 100% prepared to pass when you go through it. I'm not saying you will 100% pass, I'm saying you will be 100% prepared to pass. If you go all the way through it, not if you do bits of it, if you go all the way through it. It's helped more than 5,000 people so far. There's been more than 5,000 passes with this course, and I've not had it. I've only had it since lockdown. So that's how quickly it's helping people to pass. One of the biggest things is letting people know it actually exists. I need to let you know this course exists for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you on Instagram. I'm here for you on Facebook. I'm here for you on TikTok. And I'm here for you on YouTube. But if you need step-by-step help for the whole of the course, for the whole of the theory, then you can click this link that I've pinned there for you, and that gives you everything you need for only $34.99, for only the price of one single 1 hour driving lesson. You've got everything that you need to pass your theory test. On the hazard perception clips, there is only one hazard that you have to click that you get marks for. Sophie Mother's Law, Mother Shaw. There are all the clips have one hazard, apart from one clip that has two hazards. One clip will have two hazards. That means you need to watch every single clip the whole way through, because you don't know which clip will have two hazards in it. Does that make sense? So the highest you can score on most clips is 5. But on one clip, you can score 10 because there's two hazards in it. So you're only going to pay the price of one single 1 hour driving lesson if you want step-by-step help. And if you do sign up for the course, go to the introduction, and the introduction will lead you through the whole of the course. It's super easy. It's set out super easy for you. No problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. Let me show you what's in Theory Test course, so you can see and hear how you're going to get test ready and feel confident to take your theory test. I've covered every possible topic to help you master them all in a systematic way. There are 14 theory test topics in total. Let me go through the accidents topic so you know what's in every single lesson. You can download a worksheet if you want to and fill it in while you're watching the video tutorials. There are over 90 video tutorials in this course, so you're guaranteed to have all of the information that you need. When you've watched the tutorials, you can download a fact list or you can listen to a fact list. Listening helps you to learn without even trying. Have you ever learned the words of a song? You find yourself singing along to a song just because you've listened to that song. That's why I've spent hours and hours creating and editing audio so you can listen and you can learn without even trying. Then you can have a go at all of the official DVSA questions for that topic, and then have a go at a mock test of 10 questions for that topic. You can go through all 14 topics in exactly the same way. You can do them all, or you can pick and choose which topics you do, and then have a look at multiple choice techniques, case studies, and mock tests. I've specially devised 16 mock tests that cover every single question. You don't need to do hundreds of mock tests. Take these 16 tests and you know you've covered every single DVSA practice question. And then other things that guarantee you're going to be 100% test ready are hazard perception techniques. What happens on test day? I cover getting rid of your test anxiety, finishing the workshop, how to know you're test ready, and then games that make learning fun. So what you get, and you sign up while I'm live, which is 11 o'clock now. I'm supposed to finish at 11, so I've got about 2 more minutes to go. You get a free hazard perception course. Somebody has just said to me in the comments, I need to remember I don't have to actually click on the hazard. That's really important. You just have to click the mouse. You don't have to take the mouse to the actual hazard. That will save you time. Just click, 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 click. Don't take the mouse to the hazard. So a good tip there. Hypnosis course. I'm a master practitioner of hypnosis. I've got a course. That's my certificate right there. I've got a course which has 3 tracks in it. A track for theory test, a track for driving test, and a track for driving. You get those absolutely free. You're going to get my top 10 reasons for failing your driving test and how to avoid them. You're going to get the top 20 hardest theory test questions as an ebook. If you sign up while I'm live, I'm only live for another couple of minutes at the most, because I'm supposed to finish right now. You're going to get £35 worth of bonuses if you sign up now. It is while I'm live. I'm not going to say it's only for today. I don't know. It's probably on other lives as well, but I don't know when I'll change it. So it's while I'm live only. So you pay once. It's a lifetime subscription. You won't have to pay again. You can use it for as long as you need it. The course will take you between 2 and 6 weeks to complete. Some people do it in 3 or 4, 5, 6 days. You could do some of it over a day if you wanted to, couldn't you? You've already known how I've helped you already. What car should you get as a new driver? Some people need to put in some comments here. I can't tell you, but what I can tell you, Amelia, when you're thinking about a new car for a new driver, is to look at the insurance. Is the cost of the insurance that dictates to people what kind of car that they buy. They don't tend to get whatever they want. They tend to get what's going to be reasonably priced insurance. The course is amazing, guys. If you need extra help from Annie, then buy the course. Thank you, Alfie. I'm here for you guys. An old banger for the first year, and people do tend to have little bangs, little bumps, don't they, in the first year. How do you sign up, Shannon? By clicking on that link that I've just pinned for you. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on that link as well. As soon as you start the course, go to the introduction and then go to section 1, which is accidents. There are 14 theory test topics. Section 1 is, well, the introduction, then there's accidents, then there's alertness, then there's attitude, then there's documents. Go through them section by section. She's amazing. I passed my theory straight away from the theory course. Yay, one Kiki. That's awesome. Just subscribe to YouTube. Thanks, Chris. So go through the course step by step and don't skip bits, don't rush bits. If it's a 10 question mini mock test, don't only get 5 right and move on to the next section. Keep doing it until you get all 10 right and you understand. And then you will be sending me a message. I get these every day. You'll be sending me a message that says something like, I passed my theory test yesterday after a failed 13 attempts and through your course I passed. That's the kind of comments that I get every single day from people that have taken and passed the theory test with me. Let's read one that I've got through at the weekend. I need to respond to this one. This one says, I don't know if I can read it, so it makes me feel fantastic. This email says, you are a maestro and an intelligent teacher. Just less than a week ago, I bought your stuff. I couldn't have time to study your material, but just 4 days going through your material, I passed today. And to me, you're the best in the whole wide world. You're just fantastic. Your techniques is just 1 in a million. I'm going to broadcast you to everyone to buy your material quickly. Thanks massively. And I won't read the name, of course, because that person hasn't agreed to have their name read out. But that is, if you go through it step by step, then you will be 100% prepared to pass your theory test. I am going to have to go now. I know, Siobhan, I know. I actually thought, I wasn't sure what it was at first, what that email was. It's such a nice email. Kind of embarrassing reading it out, isn't it? Thank you. You're going to buy now. When you buy, you'll get an email. When you sign up, you'll get an email. And that email will give you a link to go to the course. It'll give you a link to go to Test Buddy, the Test Buddy website. Log in and then click on My Courses. And then click on Theory Test Course and you will see that there's an introduction and there are 14 theory test topics. Then there's a section all about case studies, a section all about hazard perception, a section all about anxiety techniques, a section all about other stuff as well. Go through it step by step and you will be 100% prepared to pass. You will only pay £34.99. That's all you'll pay for it. The price of one single 1 hour driving lesson, and it's there for life. You got it for life. Right, I'm going to go now. I just want to ask you, are there any questions before I go? Is there any questions that you need to ask me before I go? Or what, send the link. There it is, the link's there. What particular theory test question do you struggle with? What particular question do you struggle with? And I can maybe make a video about it and put it into my TikTok account. I could cover it tomorrow in my my Instagram live. I'll be live on Instagram tomorrow at 12 and live on here tomorrow at 6 p.m. for 2 hours. 6 till 8, 2 hours. Thanks for your time. Stopping distances. Shannon Lee, why are you asking me about stopping distances? Let me know. Why are you asking me about them? What material are you using that says you need to know stopping distances? Let me know. I do get asked it every day, every live, several times. So don't worry about whatever you're putting in there. But Shannon, that's what I'm asking. Why I'm asking you, what material are you using to prepare for this theory test? Because you don't get asked stopping distances anymore. They're out of the theory test. So that's why I want to know, what material are you using? I struggle on documents and road signs. That's 2 whole topics with hundreds and hundreds of questions. So, but I do a lesson on road signs. I do lessons on documents. So follow me on TikTok and you'll know exactly when those are. But I need to know specific questions because a whole topic, I can't do that. It'll take me hours to cover a whole topic. I understand it 2 times in dry. Okay, stopping distances, that's what you need to understand, Shannon. That's what you need to understand. So stopping distances, if it's dry, let's go through it. On dry conditions, it's 2 seconds. On wet roads, it's doubled to 4 seconds. Do it with me. On dry roads, it's 2 seconds. On wet roads, it's doubled to 4 seconds. On icy conditions, it's 10 times the gap. 10 times the gap is 20 seconds. Say that out loud. Let's do it once more. On dry roads, it's 2 seconds. On wet roads, it's 4 seconds. On icy roads, it's 10 times the gap. And 10 times the gap is 20 seconds. Does that help? That's what you need to know, Shannon. Otherwise, you need to know what will affect your stopping distance. What will affect it? Okay. So what else, guys, will affect how quickly your car comes to a complete stop? Thank you. What will affect how quickly your car comes to a complete and utter stop? Let me know. Thanks, Bushy. Snow, yeah, anything else? Come on, guys, what will affect how quickly your car comes? Just think about it, you drive. Tyre pressure, fantastic. Snow and ice, the weather, yeah. What will affect how quickly your car comes to a complete and utter stop? The weather. Yeah, okay, so we've got rain and wet roads. Next live, I'll hold it up. Okay, so screenshot right now. I'm not holding it up again. Screenshot now. How fast you can stop. What will affect how quickly you can come to a complete stop. But bye, Alfie, thank you so much. What else will affect how heavy the vehicle is? Absolutely, how heavy the vehicle is. It will take longer to stop if it's heavier. Brilliant. What else? The speed you're going. Brilliant. Yeah, what else? What else will affect how quickly your car will come to a complete stop? I'll give you a clue. That's a clue. That's a clue. Go on. What did I do there? What will I do? Tired. There you go, Shannon. If you're tired, it's going to affect how quickly your foot gets to the brake pedal and how fast you press that brake pedal. Fantastic. If you're towing anything, brilliant. Anything else? Your attention, Mum Mo. Brilliant. You're turning around, stop arguing in the back seat. I'm going to crash. Okay, that's going to affect how quickly your car comes to a complete stop. What about taking drugs? What about being on medication and being ill? I know you know this. You're just looking for what is she looking for? What's she actually asking me? But all those things affect how quickly your car comes to a complete and utter stop. I'm going to go. I'm 10 minutes over, so I'm going to go. Thanks for joining me. I'll pin the link once more, and if you send me loads of likes up the screen, I will show you when I'm live again. But you've got to screenshot it when I show you. You've got to screenshot it straight away. Okay, so send me loads of likes and I'll put it on again before I go, guys. Let me just put my link on there once more for you. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.